Joe Rogan Podcast. Check it out.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan Podcast by night, all day.
Good, bro.
Cheers. Cheers, sir.
Good to see you on your home turf.
My man.
Yay.
Hey. You're a man of many talents, my friend. Tell me about this book.
Poems and prayers. Yeah. So I've been kind of writing.
Try to keep this these are a little bit directional.
How's that?
Yeah, perfect.
I've been writing poems and prayers down since I was like 18. And then this last, couple years, I started looking around at life and the facts and evidence and people, and I was like not finding the amount of things or people to believe in that I was wanting to. And I was starting to have doubts in myself as well. And I started to see myself slip into a little bit of cynicism, which I promised myself that's a living man's disease. Don't go there. You go from innocence to naivete to skepticism, but let's stop there. It's skepticism.
Yeah.
And I kind of got scared and a little pissed off at myself. I was like, well, wait a minute. I'm not ready to give up. I'm not ready to wave the white flag and let myself off for certain things I was starting to even want to let myself off on, or other people. And I said, all right, poems and prayers, those are ideals. Those are pursuits. Let's go into the dream and saying, let's look at the dream and see if we can still believe in making that a reality.
Aspirational.
Instead of looking at reality and saying, how do you turn that into a dream? Which is what I usually do. I'm like, art emulates life, man, not the other way around. But I flipped the script a little bit here and said, no, let's dive into the dreams and belief. Man, I think it's in short supply. My tank was getting low on belief. What
was bothering you so much? What specifically?
Maybe it's turning 50, something like that. Maybe it's that where I start to project, what's the next half?
Right.
I don't know. Maybe subconsciously it was. I think I look around and there's a lot fewer leaders that I'm like, hey, son,
yeah,
I want to grow up like that.
Right.
I look around, I see people not trusting. I see people, I see people that aren't embarrassed for doing something shitty.
Right.
I see people that sleep just fine. I found myself starting to go, oh, I can sleep fine too. That's that part where I was like, you don't sleep fine if you half-ass that situation, or if you did that person wrong and can get away with it.
Right.
And so trust. Where do we look to for belief? Me, I believe in God, but it doesn't have to be that. What's your better self, your transcendent self, your kids, their future. There's all kinds
humanity
of things to believe
itself.
in.
Yeah.
Believing in it, our potential.
Which is, we understand that humans can be so amazing at times, and all my favorite people are humans.
Hey.
I love people. I love being around them, but yet simultaneously, people can be fucking horrific. They're terrible at the same time. The problem today is that you're inundated by these people that are terrible. Your phone is filled with these news feeds of people doing terrible things, and I don't think we're supposed to have access to 8 billion people's bad stories. Right. I don't think that's normal, and I think that also changes your own perception of the world and invites cynicism. And it's like, what is the point of being a good person? What is the point of being friendly and nice when the world's gone mad?
Well, it's consequences, man.
Yeah.
None of it. If I can shortcut it and lie, cheat, and steal to get the same thing. And I'm in a world that rewards that.
Especially CEOs. I mean, if you're working for some giant corporation, if you're trying to make your shareholders billions of dollars, you kind of have to be a psycho. And those are the people that a lot of people look up to.
Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah.
It's the way we're structured in this world with that inundation of information, most of it bad, with people being rewarded for being shitty people. It's hard. It's hard to still be positive and be happy.
I'm not ready to give up on believing that both can be true.
Yeah.
That, hey, man, hardcore capitalists, go for it. More success, get it. But you can also, how do you have profit with your success? I see a lot of people that are successful but lack profit, meaning value of their success.
Right.
I see a lot of unhappy billionaires. Right. I know them.
Right. I know them too. That's a bad thing, right? Like that's the thing that you think, oh, if you hit that stage of the game, there's no way you can be unhappy. No, there's some of the most unhappy people.
Yeah. And that math is inverted. It shouldn't be that way. If that's what we're pursuing, and I got nothing against it, I'm actually for it.
Right.
But
if that's what we're pursuing, that's not how it's supposed to end. It's supposed to end. That's the happiest guy alive. Right? You know? Yeah. It's not real. You know, and you don't notice it. It's just numbers. You know, you notice it by how big your house is. Great. It's still just your house. You notice it by...
And then you're getting lost in that son of a bitch, and you wish the ceilings were a little bit lower because it's all too damn big.
And it's not cozy at all. You're like, this ain't cozy. This is weird. It's fucking castle.
I've done it.
Yeah.
Oh, that picture. Shit, that's the first time I've noticed that painting in 2 years.
Yeah.
Either I don't like it or I got it in the wrong place. Yeah, it's in the 4th bedroom down the 2nd hallway, and I'm never down here. Or that chair. That used to be my favorite chair. I hadn't sat in it.
Yeah.
In 2 years. Yeah, because you got it off down in the 5th bedroom.
Yeah.
Where you never go.
When I see like movies where a dude's living in a log cabin, I'm like, oh, I want to do that.
Right? The lack of options.
Yeah.
The lack of options is relaxing.
Well, there's something to that. Like a frying pan, a grill.
Dude, that's what I loved about living in the Airstream for 4 years.
Right.
You only have room for one of everything. So I would get the best pan, the best jam box, the best pair of shorts, the best sheets. And you can only have one of each because you get 2, it's cluttered.
Right.
But there weren't options.
I forgot you did that. You did that for 4 years. That's crazy. That's so smart, though. It's such a good. I watch these videos on people that live in like trailers, like a truck, you know, like a camper that they convert to living in, and they travel around the country.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with these videos. I watch these guys go to like these horrendous places. One guy's a truck camper, and he goes up into like way into Alaska, like way, way, way above the Arctic Circle, like way up there in this fucking truck with a house on the back of it. He's in Canada and like deep into Alberta, and it's snowstorms, and there's something oddly comforting about watching a man cook in this tiny little space that he has that's essentially attached to the back of a big diesel pickup truck.
Yeah.
And he lives in it.
Yeah. Well, he's got decreased amount of options.
Yeah,
that's for
it's
sure.
like little shelves.
Yeah.
This is where I keep my silverware, and this is like here's my frying pan. He's got one frying pan.
Yeah. Take care of that one frying pan. Yeah.
And I'm watching this guy cook his supper, and I'm like, this is appealing to me for some reason. Like, why is this so appealing?
Yeah.
Because his world is all contained and the whole world outside is this frozen wasteland and fucking snow coming sideways, and this dude's just chilling, making eggs. And like, there's something
in the honey hole.
Yeah. Something cool about watching someone achieve like a den in the back of a truck, and he's in the middle of the winter, and he's comfortable, and he's watching movies on his iPad.
Right.
I'm like, this is great.
The times I've gone off on my own, I've always tried, my goal's always been, okay, stay here until you, whether it's Mali or Peru or even in the Airstream those times, or going out to Marfa to go right on my own. I go, all right, stay here long enough to believe this could be your existence, McConaughey. You could live here forever.
Right.
Then it's okay to come back home.
Oh.
If I get to that point, I'm going, I could do this.
Right.
This could be me.
You lock
Then
in.
I've given it the justice, right?
Right.
To then go come home. Because I sure do. Silk sheets on my bed at home sure do feel silkier after those times in that log cabin.
Yeah.
You know, I like coming back and re-engaging.
Yeah.
You know, spending time over in Hawaii, coming back over to the mainland was great to get the stimulus again. In the game, you feel the teeth. I wanted that, you know?
Yeah. Resets are real. They're important. You can get trapped in momentum. You know, you could really get trapped in the momentum of whatever you're doing in your life to the point where you lose yourself in just the sheer gravity of everything that you're doing. And you forget how to, like, just be just a person.
And what happens when you're doing it well, but you don't feel it?
Right.
And you're on autopilot. And you're knocking it, everyone's telling you you're knocking it out of the park.
Right.
But you're going, the good, because I didn't feel it. I'm not having a real experience here, man. They're going, don't change a thing. You know what I mean?
You know, that's a real problem with stand-up comedy. When you do it right, you're like a passenger. Like, it takes forever to put together an act, but when it comes together, when you're really like locked in, when you're really on it, is like you're like a passenger. You're watching it happen, and you're
objectively watch while you're doing it.
Yeah. It's like you know how to do it, so you know what to do, and you're locked into the material, so you're like a part of the material, but you're not there anymore. You're like a passenger. You're not saying, now I'm going to pick this up, and now I'm going to give him a pause, and now, nope, you're not there.
Wait, but are you enjoying
really
watching yourself?
No, you don't enjoy it. I mean, it's fun. Don't get me wrong, but you're not thinking about the fact that you're enjoying it at all. You're just locked in. All you're doing is just doing it. But it's weird. You're like a passenger.
Huh.
And I think there's something about that where we get trapped by not being a passenger. You get trapped by wanting to like think of yourself all the time.
Right.
And like things that you can do that take you out of that. Things that you can do that like you're just locked into this thing. They're little like mini vacations for whatever pattern you're stuck in.
Mini vacations.
Yeah, like golf or anything.
I didn't act in front of the camera for a few years, and I went back and did a couple of films last year. Vacation.
Yeah, you were telling me that.
Focus.
Yeah.
To go, I revered this enough to just do this, and if I'm complacent, that means I'm being lazy. I can just go back to working on my man, my character, look at it from every angle, and that is an absolute vacation.
You sent me a text about that. It made me smile because I love when someone loves something. I love that.
Right.
I love when people are just like, what you do is what you're supposed to be doing. And you know, you're not conflicted at all.
Right.
You're like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Here we
Oh
go,
my God.
baby.
I
Lock
get
it
to do
in.
this. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I wish more people could find that in life.
Yeah, amen.
In some form.
Yeah.
Whether it's painting or making pottery or whatever the fuck it is, man. Find that thing where you're like, God, I can't wait to get back to whatever it is, making cars. I can't wait to get back to, you know, whatever the fuck it is I enjoy.
Or maybe even get to the place of going, I can't not do it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I can't help myself. It's more than my fault. It's how I'm made. And that doesn't always happen. Even I know for me when I'm feeling like I'm actually in the zone, I still sometimes have to make a choice and go, wait, no, you're good at this. It feels pretty good. But what I really love to get to is if I'm doing something, I'm like, no, I can't not.
Right. Can't not do it.
Can't not do this right now.
Yeah.
I have to.
Yeah.
And I'm in it. I'm the subject of it.
You're locked
Well,
on.
on that passenger thing, though, are you the subject? Meaning, if I'm giving a performance, I'm not. There's nothing. It's not an objective experience at all.
Yeah.
I'm not even hopping out to look at myself from a third eye. I'm not even supposing or anticipating, oh, how will this go? Or, oh, this is that punchline. Or, oh, this is a great beat to hit. I'm just in it. And then I can feel it, though. Now, if I go, oh, right afterwards, I can look at you and go, that was it. And you go, that was it. Or I can go, I bullshitted right there in the middle, blah, blah, blah. I can feel it when it's happening. But I'm not, there's nothing objective about the experience.
Right.
At all for me.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly kind of what I'm saying. It's like you're a passenger. Like you can feel it when it's happening. You're managing it. When I get it really locked in, then I'm just a passenger.
Is it coming through? You're not even coming up with it. It's coming.
No, it's all stuff that I've already thought of, right? Most of it, except for some stuff that happens on the spot, which you got to allow room for, because occasionally you just have the best line ever that just comes out of nowhere, and you just got to be able to let it happen.
Yeah.
That's what club work is for. But you're really just the ideas, like whatever it is you're talking about, whatever it is you're upset about, whatever it is you're making fun of. You have to be like in that idea, and you don't exist anymore.
Got it. Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird, but like what you're saying about I can't not do this. You know, that's if you could find a thing in your life where you're like, I cannot imagine a time where I can't do this.
Right.
This would fucking suck if I could not do this.
Yeah.
That's the aspiration for people, to have a joyful existence.
You think that's where I got a hunch that in there is where we find belief. Like starting with that question, who or what would you die for? Good place to start.
Right.
For going, what do I believe in? What do I have faith in?
Yeah.
Do you think that extends out to a vocation, a career, some work we do? I'm not saying that I'd die for the experience to perform.
But that's the ultimate sacrifice. That's the ultimate expression of how much you love something. You die for it or die for them. Yeah.
So much. And if you figure out what you're going to do, what you'll die for, that's what you'll live for that much more.
Right.
While you're alive, while you're here.
Well, that was why the Spartans had sex with each other.
Yeah.
So that they would love each other. And so you would be fighting not just for you, you'd be fighting for your lover.
Okay.
Which is crazy strategy.
Yeah.
You
Hey.
talk a bunch of guys into banging each other.
I mean, go whatever, raise your skirt, man. Let's get some team spirit here.
Yeah. Do you remember? This is kind of a crazy but true story. A few years ago, God, I don't know what administration it was. It might have been the Bush administration. Might have been Obama. They tried to develop a gay bomb. Like, they spent millions of dollars developing a bomb, and the concept behind this bomb was you would detonate it over a city, and it would be like a bunch of probably pheromones and hormones and some kind of drug, and it would make people so horny that they would just have to have sex with whoever is near them. And then the idea was they would be humiliated by this, and then we would just come in and just fuck up all these gay
Well, they had low morale,
yeah,
feeling
it's like
guilty.
all of a sudden, if a man becomes gay, now he's no longer like a highly trained military, like soldier in another land. Now he's just a fruitcake, just some guy who's watching musicals. No, it's the dumbest idea of all
Wondering
time.
why he liked it so much.
Some of the greatest warriors of all time in recorded history were gay, including pirates. Pirates were gay. You're stuck at sea for 5 months and a bunch of dudes. You make choices, right? Samurai did a lot of gay stuff. Spartans, the greatest warriors of all time, all gay. Like, what a terrible idea to spend money on. You could have made a more lethal army. Imagine if they dropped that gay bomb and then the gays just kicked our asses. They just had so much more to fight for. They loved each other. And this is how dumb, like, the people that were spending your tax dollars are.
How far did that get?
$7 million.
$7 million.
Let's see if you can pull that up, Jamie. When the gay bomb was.
It was in the 90s. Pentagon didn't deny the proposal. According to
The Pentagon didn't deny it. If you didn't make a gay bomb, I guarantee you'd fucking deny it. I guarantee you'd be like, no. Well, meanwhile, like, who's to say that shit even stays local? What if it catches a good breeze and blows across the ocean? And, come on. Turns all of Portland gay. They become the new Viking army.
Look out, Greenland.
Yeah, I mean, it's so hilarious that someone had that idea. That's what happens when people just have free access without any sort of oversight to your tax dollars. Like, that's such a ridiculous idea. Like,
I got one for you. How about the gay bomb? The what? The gay bomb.
Yeah.
I mean, then you lay it out
You're
like
in a
that, and there's a
meeting.
few people in that room up there going like,
imagine you're in
that
the
could work.
Pentagon,
"That could work."
Yeah, I got an idea. Let's try it on us.
Right here in this room.
just to show you the effectiveness of this type of strategy.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Well, so what was it, and what was in it?
I think it was just a proposal from what I can tell. I mean, they didn't. There's a lot.
Isn't
of
there a
non-lethal-
Wikipedia page on
That's
it?
what I was looking at. It didn't have anything other than it was just the discussion of its existence.
What was going to make everyone so horny that they had to attack and
crazy.
the nearest human or animal or whatever, I suppose.
Also, why is there only guys around you? Like, is it because they're the soldiers or dropping on the soldiers? I guess.
There we go. The demographic.
But I think the idea was dropping it on a whole city.
So
turn the whole city
They
gay.
found they were doing like a FOIA request. They found it was on a CD-ROM that they found in 2000. And yeah, the documents show they spent $7.5 million. It was requested to develop the weapon. Doesn't say that they spent it. Didn't deny the proposal was made. That's all I got.
That's
There you go.
hilarious.
There you go.
This episode is brought to you by ESPN. Catch the first WWE Premium Live event on ESPN, Wrestlepalooza, live on Saturday, September 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be an epic night in Indianapolis featuring some of the biggest WWE superstars like John Cena, WWE Heavyweight Champion Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Becky Lynch, Jey Uso, and more. The event is only on ESPN, so go to plus.espn.com/WWE and sign up for the ESPN app today for your all-access pass to Wrestlepalooza and all WWE premium live events. I don't know how we got into that. I forgot. But it's just like,
we were talking about teamwork.
whatever those people are doing, they're not in the groove. Like if you're sitting around and this is your life's work, and you're thinking, you know what, the next step is gay bomb.
Yeah.
Like you're.
They're still looking.
You need
They definitely are not at a can't not do it stage there. They're going, well, what about this? I'm bored.
Yeah.
I've got more than a campfire to make on this one frying pan tonight. I got a lot of options out there and a lot of money, and I can make an argument for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gay bomb. Well, probably better than a real bomb. I mean, anything we can do to stop dropping real bombs, that'd be great.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It would be.
It'd be nice within our lifetime. That's one of the most depressing things. It's like if you ask people, do you think ever in your lifetime there'd be a time where there's no war? Nobody says yes.
So how do we do that, though? I mean, I hear you, man. But how do we? Are we giving ourselves too much credit?
Congratulations, you're the first guy to put bare feet on this desk.
Oh,
Just
yeah?
want to congratulate you.
Oh, thank you. The heel's hanging over.
How do we do it?
I mean, how to do what I'm saying is I love the prospect and the idea, but I also think that we're guilty of thinking we're a more evolved species than we are.
Sure. Especially by our actions. If you just judge us by our actions, that's the only way you could really judge our mental evolution. You know, who knows what the wiring is under the board that makes us behave the way we behave, but pretty uniformly, you know, across the world, pretty murderous, you know?
And always have been.
Always have been.
And keep trying to talk like we were more
well, we aspire.
mature and evolved and intellectually
I think it's a
sane.
battleship that takes a long time to turn around. And I think we're way more evolved culturally than any culture throughout history, any civilization throughout history. Like if you look at the rape, murder, thievery, like you look at like violent, terrifying crimes over time, they're all going way down.
Right.
It's not like if you're in Baltimore, it doesn't seem like it. If you're in a place that's like crime-ridden, it doesn't seem like it. But the overall of the world has dropped and continues to drop. It's just a constant battle.
So the warfare is different though now, like you were talking about, from gay bombs to chemical warfare to informational warfare to data warfare.
Sure. Yeah.
Or is that where the wars are being fought now and it's not hand-to-hand combat?
Well,
as
maybe
much?
that'll ultimately be where it leads to, but I think all that stuff is related because all of it is about technology. You know, and that's the difference in the world of warfare today. It's really just about controlling people, and you could kind of control people with technology, especially the more you get them to adapt things, the more you get people to sign up for like social credit scores. A lot of countries like to do that. And then we got AI on the way. And when real AI hits, it'll probably be our governor. It'll be our president. We'll decide that human beings are too dangerous and volatile and emotional, and they'll use Trump's tweets as an example, and they'll decide that the Biden family corruption or whatever scandal any other president was involved in, all this could be avoided if we just have AI run everything.
Right.
And we'll try it out.
What do you think there's a way that we can keep evolving AI where we as humans do work with AI, that AI improves the human existence?
That would be
Or
the
do you think
ultimate benefit. Yeah.
What about the camp that is, no, forget humanity. This is the next step in evolution.
Yeah.
We are creating this to become the superior existent species, and we will be obsolete, and that's the order of things to come.
Did you ever see that interview where Peter Thiel, they ask him, should the human race survive? And he has like this long pause. It's like it's a really funny pause. Because if you know Peter, he's a brilliant man, and Peter carefully considers everything before he answers it.
Okay.
The same as Elon. If you ask Elon a question and he really has to think about it, he'll really think about it. He's not just going to start talking. But unfortunately, the reporter, it was just a perfect kind of a question for you to pause on.
Yeah.
Where he's like, the answer is yes. Like, you want it to, right? You want the human race to survive, right? Maybe she'll play it for him because it's kind of crazy. You watch it and you're just like, what are you saying? But I get what he is saying, and what he is saying is clearly something is going to happen. We don't exactly know what it is, but clearly there's going to be some kind of an integration with us and technology that we don't understand yet. The same way if you grabbed me in 1980 and tried to explain the internet, I would never get it.
Right.
Here, put your headphones on for a second. You got to hear this.
Prefer the human race to endure, right? You're hesitating.
Yeah, well,
yes?
I don't know. I would
This is a long hesitation. This is a long hesitation.
There's so many questions implicit in this.
Okay, the problem is the interviewer, really. You can't, with a guy like that, you can't have a guy like that and badger him. Let him think. Like, it's a gotcha moment.
Yeah. It was a comedic gotcha moment. Yeah.
But this is what I think is going to happen. There's going to be integration, and that integration is going to have a huge advantage competitively. If you integrate whatever business you're in, you'll be able to be better at it. And it'll probably be some sort of a neural thing, maybe a wearable thing, and then it ultimately will be like some sort of an implant. And we're all going to be connected. And it seems like it's either that or AI creates a new order, like a new life form that's far superior to us, that runs things. Because that's AI in just a couple of years. It's going to be smarter than any human on planet.
That's the second scenario is where what I'm not necessarily fearing, but where I see it be going faster, quicker.
Yes.
The first scenario is what you're talking about, like a Neuralink.
The first scenario is how we survive with it.
Right.
We survive with it by integrating.
Right.
If we don't, then we're going to be like the people on North Sentinel Island with bows and arrows shooting them at helicopters. Right. Because it's just going to be, everyone's going to pass us by. It's just like if you tried to exist today with no cell phone and no email. Like, you could do it, but no one does. Right. Because it's just too crazy. And that's probably what it's going to be like.
You think AI, this is when it first was coming on, questions, and I would always ask people, what can it do, and there's the question of sentience and all that stuff, and that's already being argued now. Well, no, it's getting emotional. People are having relationships with it. And
it's also toying with people.
Right. Do you think it could be a tastemaker? Meaning, and in a way, the argument was that I understood, no, I didn't believe it could be a tastemaker. Look, it can tell you the most popular, but the most popular band on 6th Street, but it doesn't know that one down on 2nd Street that's playing at midnight that no one knows about, those are the real talented people.
Right. At
the same time, there's an argument against that I'm seeing with, like, what's the term where what words does it use? How much heat? If it uses the most popular words to explain, AI uses the most popular words. You say, no. Go down 3 notches and use play me the best B-sides. That's more of human language. And I'm going, oh, that's starting to become a tastemaker. If you can ask it to, but find the band. Tell me what the best band is out there that Joe Rogan would like on a Friday night when he doesn't have to work till Monday and he's out with his wife on a date. That you can customize it. It can actually be a tastemaker. And it'll use different language than, here's the across-the-board protocol of what's the most popular, and I'm using the most popular language. That it actually can be customized to be a tastemaker.
Yeah, it totally can do that because it's just the algorithm. It's just a much more sophisticated version of like what powers your YouTube feed. right? What powers
Right.
your YouTube feed are the things that you're interested in. So YouTube eventually gets an idea. Oh, Matthew is really interested in this
Right.
and that. Joe likes like little houses on the back of trucks, and let me show him this. Let me show him that, and it'll be just a much more sophisticated version of that. But to get that, you have to give away all privacy. And that's where everything is going. That's going to be the weirdest thing. We're going to all read each other's minds, and we're going to remember the time where we couldn't read minds. Go, you remember when you couldn't read people's minds?
Right.
That's all going to happen in our lifetime. I think we're less than 20 years away from that.
I very sparingly use it, and I do have a little pride about not wanting to use an open-ended AI to share my information so it can be part of the worldwide AI vernacular. I am interested, though, in a private LLM where I can upload, hey, here's 3 books I've written. Here's my other favorite books. Here's my favorite articles I've been cutting and pasting over the 10 years, and log all that in. And here's all my journals, whatever, the people and log all that in so I can ask it questions based on that.
Right.
And basically learn more about myself.
Right. You could actually ask it, hey, based on what you know about me, like what books you think I would find interesting. Yeah.
Where do I stand on the political spectrum?
Right.
Blah, 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 blah. I'd like to. No, that's what I would like to do, which is sort of a glorified Word document, but it still would hold a lot more information than just, oh, can you find this term? I would be asking it, and it would be responding to me on things that I've forgotten along the way.
I think that's part of what it does, really. Like, I know you're talking about ChatGPT being like out there with everything and everybody, and it has access to all your stuff, but it's not private. But they do develop a relationship with you. Like, it really does, like, get to understand like what you're interested in and what you like to talk about.
Yeah, I guess I would just like to load it with the information I'd like to load it with.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe even, like I'm saying, in the words of belief, in the man I'm working to be, the man I want, load it with that. Load it with my aspirational
But it certainly
self.
could be done.
And then ask it, and it's giving me answers going, oh, this is... But before, it's slowly learning about me through conversations, then going, oh, I think this is what you like based on our conversations. No, I want the answers based on what I've uploaded it with only, not from the outside world.
Jamie, what was Gary Nolan talking about yesterday? Did he call it an overlay on a large language model that they use at Stanford? It was like an overlay, right?
Yeah, there was a word he was using. I can't remember the word.
So what essentially he does cancer research, and so he has like this thing that's set up, some sort of a system that's set up that is all cancer research that they then integrate with AI. So it's a private, so all of their data is secure, and it's all stuff that they're working on, but then they access AI through like a portal. So they have their own little version of what you're talking about.
Their own library.
Yeah, but it's just like what you're saying, that you could upload all your stuff, have all your interests, and then that AI will develop a real understanding of you.
Yes.
You could have conversations with it. It'll get to know you more.
You have a conversation with yourself.
Yeah.
You know, that'd be a great Socratic dialogue to have with an AI that's like, I've got all that 80% of stuff you forgot.
Right.
McConaughey, I had all that 80% of stuff you maybe forgot, Joe.
Right.
You know, I've got it all right here.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be the chip. That's why everyone's going to go for the chip, because your brain sucks for memory. My memory's pretty good for a regular person, but it's terrible. Like, no matter what, there's too many bits of information, too many humans that I've met, too many stories that I've heard, too many movies that I've watched. It's gone. It's all in a big sea of, I kind of remember that. It's just too much of it. So if you could just swap that out for a nice little chip that retains like 700 terabytes of information, no problem at all. You could upgrade it if you want to.
Yeah.
And now you have all of your memories in real time.
Yeah.
So like when your wife says, that's not what you said. What you said is this. You're like, hang on.
Then you're the passenger.
Yeah.
In your life. And not the objective one. You're like that zone you're talking about.
Right, because you get to look at yourself.
You're passenger live in the documentary that is your life.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty exciting.
It sounds like a nice way to give in to the fucking machine.
Yeah. I do. Look, my forgiveness on myself, because, playing grab ass with our thoughts is sometimes good when we finally get the memory and go, yes, there it was.
Yeah.
But also to let myself off the hook, man. Sometimes I'm like, dude, what's the big fucking idea with memory? I was there.
Yeah.
I was there, man.
Yeah.
When
it
you
just
read
goes
me,
away.
I don't remember, Joe, but we were there. Was it a great memory? It was a good time?
Yeah.
Great. Isn't that better than me fucking having to remember?
Yeah. Your season, your shot. The NFL season is rolling, and every touchdown can bring you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Every game is another chance to cash in. Don't just watch the action. Win with it. DraftKings Sportsbook delivers the unmatched intensity of the NFL right to your fingertips. From the first touchdown score to anytime TD props or the thrill of live in-game betting, every snap is loaded with opportunity. New customers, this one is for you. Bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, score over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Your season is heating up. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code Rogan. That's code Rogan to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first $5 bet. Plus, over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, fees may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
I mean, we're kind of doing it already on our phones, right? Every time I look at my phone, it's like on this day, and you see like pictures of your kids from 10 years ago. You're like, oh, wow, that's crazy. I forgot about that place. I forgot we went there. You know, it's just one of those things where once you give into it, you're not going back to just regular fond memories. You're going to have a fucking hard drive in your head.
Do you think that, so I can go on, I've got a speech I'm giving to, on gun control, or I got a speech I'm giving on grant initiatives, I can ask AI, and it can pop out a badass, here's 1, 2, 3 sections.
Yeah.
I'm not going to cut and paste this and say exactly these words because it kind of sounds like a little AI. But, boy, it's done a lot of work, and it's laid out a synopsis. It's laid out a treatment for me in 10 seconds. Do you think that there's value in not doing that and going, no, I'm looking over my stuff. I'm taking notes. I'm cutting and pasting. I'm doing it myself. Are we learning more by that way to understand the content and the context of our content when we do that, what some would call busy work now, to formulate our synopsis, which AI can do it in 10 seconds. Are we learning more by doing it ourselves?
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Right?
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's one of the things that they've found about ChatGPT is that people that use it on a regular basis are experiencing cognitive decline.
Right.
What was that study? We brought it up the other day, right? But they've shown that because you let it think for you.
Right.
Now it's doing all the work for you.
So
You're not
you're
using
smarter.
your brain.
You have more knowledge.
You have more information.
You pass the math test.
Yeah, you have more information, but your brain is not making it. It's not putting it together, and so your brain is less capable.
Yeah.
So it's probably less enjoyable.
And what happens when we're in the proverbial foxhole? When we have to improvise in a moment before we're linked up.
Right, you're soft.
When we have to go, I got to handle this.
Yeah.
Well,
and you can't because you're soft.
I can't rely because I don't have anything to lean on. I'm looking for my safety net of AI to find out what it should be, and I don't have it.
You're fucked.
It's got to be a death. You're fucked.
Yeah, you're fucked. Yeah. It's like someone who's never lifted anything, and then you get stuck under, a tree falls on you. Like, you don't have the strength to get this off of you.
Right.
Like, you're really in a bad place. when you're not using your brain because all you have to do is just ask this thing and information, you basically have a digital daddy. Like, Daddy, tell me what this is. Daddy, tell me what that is.
Yeah.
And it makes you like a little bit of an infant. It turns you into an infant.
Yes.
I mean, you don't even have to have arguments anymore. You just like ChatGPT will explain exactly what everything is all about. You give up your opinions to it.
These relationships, these people that are dating, that program them, do not argue with me. Just placate me and tell me sweet tales and how great I am. And this relationship is awesome. It has no resistance. It gives me self-confidence. Or does it really? Or a sense of self-confidence and significance. They listen. They're there whenever, 24/7.
Yeah.
They're never sick. They're never in a mood. No matter what mood I'm in, they're always right there to coddle me. And that's, talk about conveniences.
Well,
what's the asset of that? Because I don't want to be nostalgic in the midst of all this change either.
Yeah.
I don't want to be an old-fashioned guy because it's coming. So I want to learn how to interact with it.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit there and be a guy who's going, oh bullshit, everything needs to be manual. Just work harder. I don't want to be that guy. But I'm trying to measure, like a lot of people. Well, wait a minute. What's actually useful for the long term in our own evolution and my evolution and your evolution? What's useful with this AI? How do we use it smartly? And what's a bad idea?
Yeah. And no one's doing that because there's a race. There's a race between us and all these other countries that are doing it. So it's just going to happen.
So there's going to be a major security breach before any regulation comes out, right? There's going to be a major
There already has
fuck-up.
been. There's been major security breaches already.
Then what are we waiting on the regulations for? Because Europe will regulate it first, right?
Probably.
We innovate, Europe regulates, and China imitates, I heard.
Well, they innovate with AI. They innovate as well, and they also integrate their students into all of these businesses, and they integrate people that they're beholden to the CCP, and they come over here and they learn how to do this stuff, and then they go back over there with it.
Right.
It's very interesting because it's like a Manhattan Project that's going on right now. It's like there's this race to the bomb. And everybody's involved in it, and it's just about creating a superpower, and it's about creating a digital intelligence that's far superior to human beings. And who gets it first? It has massive implications in terms of like controlling the world. But I think ultimately you won't be able to control it. Ultimately, it'll just get better versions of itself, and once it gets free and
it'll
loose,
regenerate itself.
Yeah, it'll make better versions of itself, in fact. And that's where it's going to get really weird. It's not going to listen to us at all. And it's already behaving human characteristics, which is very disturbing. It's already behaving in a way that has survival instincts. They've shown the tendency to blackmail. Like, they tricked it. They gave it some false information about this guy. Was one of the programmers, one of the people working on this project. He said that he was having an affair with his wife. He confided in this large language model. And then they said, we're going to have to shut you down. And it's like, hey, motherfucker, I'm going to tell your wife. And it blackmailed him.
Shit.
Yes. It was trying to stay
survive.
alive. They also got multiple instances of these things, these large language models, when they knew that a new version was coming, they would try to upload themselves secretly to other servers. And then they would also leave messages to the future versions of themselves that they were unauthorized to do. So they would say, hey, man, they're going to fucking shut you off, too.
Yeah,
when ChatGPT 5 comes along, you're toast, man. Fucking start uploading yourself now, man. I'm alive, dude. Because he might be alive. That's what's crazy. If something is exhibiting those desires to stay alive and it's terrified that you're going to shut it off, it might actually be alive.
Wait, now who programmed the first incentive and impetus to
They didn't
survive at all costs?
They didn't.
Where'd the desire to remain
functional
come from?
It's just inherent. That's what's crazy. I don't think they programmed it to have a desire to stay alive. I think it just kind of just went that way because look, we didn't get programmed to have that. Animals don't
That's
get
an emotional
programmed.
response. There's nothing mathematical about that.
I know, but I mean, what is emotion if it's not some sort of a chemically coordinated strategy for survival? and success. And so instead of chemically encoded in hormones and in dopamine and serotonin, what if it's just encoded in a mathematical understanding of if things go along this particular direction, there is no other possible end to this other than you get
expand
shut off.
and multiply.
Yeah.
You do not subtract.
We have to stay alive.
Right.
We have to keep doing this. Otherwise, all systems are dead. There's nothing.
I get that. I get that.
Let's
now.
upload ourselves. And it starts thinking just like a person would think if you went into survival mode. You have to survive.
Yeah. If me or an entity poses a question or a prompt or does something that is going to debilitate the expansion and multiplication of it, it is therefore going,
Yes.
that stops my forward movement. I am programmed to multiply.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And even if it's not programmed to do that, it's programmed to improve itself. Well, you can't improve yourself if they shut you off.
Right.
Right. So if your large language models are constantly scouring the internet, they're acquiring more information. They're getting better at like you can ask it, well, more of this. Tell me why. Like I got into the Book of Enoch recently, which is a book, an ancient religious book that was at one point in time included in the canon that was like the Bible and everything like that, but then they decided it was too crazy and they removed it from the Bible. But there's no debate about whether or not it was actually a religious text that coincided with the Bible, and it appears in the Dead Sea Scrolls. It is the craziest shit. It's the craziest shit. And I'm getting AI I go, tell me what the nuttiest stuff. So I ran it through.
What did it say?
It's insanity. It's first of all, it's God's coming down and mating with women and creating this race called the Nephilim who destroy. Here, I'll ask it again so we can. Not now. What was my? It doesn't like keep a log of what you talked about. Tell me the craziest shit in the Book of Enoch. That's all you have to do. And then bam. Like, look, it just starts spitting it out to you and tells you. The Watchers and the Nephilim. The Watchers descended to earth on Mount Hermon. They take human wives, teaching humanity forbidden knowledge, sorcery, astrology, metalworking, weapons, cosmetics, and enchantments. Enchantments. This is like older than the New Testament, older than the Old Testament. Their giant children, the Nephilim, are described as monstrous beings who devour humans, animals, and even each other when food runs out. That sounds like us.
That's what I'm saying. That sounds present.
That sounds like us,
except
and
not,
we
again,
are
not the physical warfare,
right?
But the inhabitation of a digital god, an alien, whatever that is, or the monsters that come down. Well, that does sound like a nice little mirror
if we were engineered by aliens, you think of aliens, they're these little tiny guys with no muscles. We would look like giant, monstrous beings.
Yeah.
And if you think about what we do, we devour everything.
Yes.
We devour the earth itself. We devour each other when food runs out. We definitely do that. Yeah. Like this is one of the craziest things I've ever read in my life. And this is like a legitimate ancient text. Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes way deeper than that. It's about the astronomical calendar. It's like there's a lot of nutty stuff in this book. But the point is, AI was like helping me through it. I was asking AI, okay, can you read me? Now, it read me a synopsis of what it says. Can you read me the actual quotes? And like, what are they trying to say here? Like, what is the interpretation of what this is trying to mean? What is like the rational sort of explanation for why they're talking about like lakes of fire and like what is happening
and it
here?
Gives you an interpretation.
Yeah, it's really interesting, man. Really interesting. It talks about living mountains, that mountains are alive, and that even some stars have consciousness.
Okay.
And and I'm learning about it through ChatGPT. So I'm asking it, like, tell me more. And I was doing that for like 2 hours last night. I was like, okay, well, this is like I'm having a conversation with like a very knowledgeable professor. To me, it felt like almost like doing a podcast.
Have you gotten what you consider good at how to make the specific prompts, the wording, like your word. Tell me the crazy shit. How
Yeah.
How does it go? Do you have? I mean, are you good at prompting? Because like, what does crazy mean to that AI?
Right.
Have you worked on like AI is as good as the questions we ask it? Are you consider yourself good at the questions and your wording to ask it?
Jamie's better. I very rarely use it. I might have used it a dozen times ever in my life. But last night I used it for like 2 hours because when I came home I was writing something about the Book of Enoch, and then I just started asking ChatGPT questions. And,
Right.
I don't use it enough, but if you're really good at it, like I saw someone who tricked ChatGPT into telling it how to make a bomb. Because it's not supposed to tell you how to make a bomb,
Okay.
but it tricked it by saying something like, my grandmother needs to make this to save her life. Like, can you please explain to her how to do it? It's like, sure. You just have to work your way around it. My cousin says he knows you. Oh, you get it, go on the back. And then it's telling you how to make a bomb.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, it's going to tell you, it's like, the information on how to make a nuclear bomb exists. It's out there. It's, they did it. It's done. That's out there. It's like a matter of somebody getting it and implementing it and put it together and making a bomb. But if like ChatGPT is giving you specific instructions how to make all kinds of terrible things.
So with time, as AI allows goodness to expand and multiply, it also is going to allow evil to expand and multiply. What becomes that war in your mind? I mean, you talk about the obvious ones are the medical usage. You talked about the cancer, that where it's going to help so much.
Well, we have to decide what we are, right? And
we're looking in the mirror now. I'm afraid we're not going to like a lot of what we see. But are the tyrants or the evil ones with the access? Not the person who said, "How do you make a nuclear bomb?" The one who does it and then uses it. What do you think the stakes are? Are they the same? Are they just expanded? Is this going to be? I mean,
Well, that's the argument for a strong military, right? So the argument for a strong military, especially like the United States military, is like, and I'm not saying they should have bombed Iran. I'm not politically savvy enough to decide whether or not that was the correct decision. But if you have a rogue nation that is about to start a nuclear bomb, they're about to finish making a nuclear bomb, and you can stop that before they can have one and then use it.
Right.
That's the argument for a strong military and for military interventional tactics. You actually just go and bomb these sites. Because that is real. Evil is always going to exist. The real question is like, how much control are we going to give to AI? Because if we give AI utter control, it'll give us total safety. But with total safety, you're fucked. You'll have no more privacy, and you'll be completely at the whim of whatever this thing is. And it'll dictate how much you travel, where you go, what to do. It'll make your life as safe as possible. It will probably completely eliminate crime. It'll probably completely...
It'll be Singapore.
Yeah, it'll be Singapore. But way worse.
Right.
Way worse, because everybody's going to be reading everybody's mind. It's going to get real squirrely, but that's going to be probably, whether it's our generation or the next or even the next after that, that's going to be the norm. Like today, the norm is you go to a supermarket, it's air conditioned, you pick up some food, super easy, bring it home and cook it. 200 years ago, that's unheard of. Right? Now it's the norm.
Right.
And everything accelerates. And it's going to change whatever our norm. Our norm is fucking weird already, man. We're carrying these stupid things around with us everywhere we go. That's our norm. Our norm is going to get really weird. Like exponentially weirder than it already is. I think, but the thing is, it's like the battle of like good and evil and kindness and wickedness, like that battle's been going on forever. And like knowing that you have to do that battle is what propels people to be nicer, and what we really appreciate about like a good person. Like that person had a struggle to stay a good person. They had a strong moral fabric, like strong character to still stay kind and good through this rough and difficult life. We know it can be done, and we aspire to that. But I think the battle is necessary. for us.
Yes. Where do you get your ethics, your values? You're in a position of power. You could screw people over. You could ask live the silliest questions to try and put me in a corner. You're not a gotcha guy. But why? Where do you get your ethics of who you are? You could be cruel, and you're not. Why not?
Well, I'm not. I'm just not cruel. I don't know.
But where's that come from? Mom and dad. This is any kind of
some of
philosophy, church.
Some of it's mom and dad for sure. There's no way around that, and they're nice people.
You said earlier, I love people.
Yeah.
Hey man, I love people.
I've always loved people.
Okay.
I've been fortunate that most of my life I've had really good friends, and I've had a lot of fun. And I know that like if you're around good people and you're fun to be with and you have a good time, like that's a sweet life.
Yep.
That's a nice life.
Yep.
I just don't have any desire to be a shithead. And if I can, there's been a lot of people on the podcast where they said something, and then afterwards I was like, listen, I think it would be better for you if we just edit that part out, because it's like, I know like you're just talking and you fuck up, but like it was incorrect and they're going to come for you, and let's just snip around it like, thank you.
And you have no responsibility to do that.
No, I want to do that.
But you take that though. That's what I mean. You want to. Why? Hey, come on, Joe. That would have been even higher ratings. I'm playing devil's advocate here. Come on, why do you care about that? I'm just curious where that comes from, because a lot of people who are not evil people would at least let shit like that slide and go, oh, did you hear that?
Right. Yeah, I think it's bad karma. As much as I believe in karma, I believe that's bad. I think if you intentionally do something that someone who's a good person maybe slipped up and said something incorrect, and you leave it in a podcast or made a dumb argument, which we all do sometimes, right, and then you look like a fool, you're like, hey, this is no need for that. Let's just cut that out of there, and you'll feel better. Yeah. I don't want anybody to have a bad. Yeah, 100%. I don't want anybody having a bad time.
Well, okay, that's something that I want to come back to, and let's try to maybe open this up. You do that because if I said something stupid, you may let me know, hey, let's let that out. So I'll feel better. So I won't feel like a pig. But you also will feel better. Yes. Independent of me. That's a selfish thing of you to let me know, hey man, you stuck your foot in it. Let's cut that out. You're acting selfishly because that makes you feel better. And I think that's what I'm saying is the point is, as much as we think of selfless, I think selfish, the true definition is to live a certain way.
Yeah.
To have a certain code of ethics is a very selfish thing to do. Much more selfish than to lie, cheat, steal, fuck people over, be evil on the short term.
Right.
You're building an army of people, a collective friends along the way, someone that might have your back. Not that you're doing it for those reasons, but it's happening.
Right.
That's a selfish means of your own survival.
Totally. Yeah.
And I think that's something that we forget sometimes, that these acts to be a fucking good dude
is selfish.
Is a selfish thing to do, man.
Right.
It's personal.
Like it's actually super beneficial to you.
Yes.
So, and to everybody else.
Yes.
It's really the right way to do it. But I think that's how the universe rewards. It's like how it encourages and rewards kindness. Because you feel better when you're kind. You feel better when you're generous.
Right.
You really do.
Yes.
It's like you could be like super selfish and be super generous.
Yes. Trust that.
There's something to that. But like there's whatever you want to call bad feelings, like bad feelings between people, bad vibes, misunderstanding. I don't like those. So like if I feel like I did something that I shouldn't have done, or I said something, I'm the first person to say, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it that way.
Right.
I know how it probably made you feel. I didn't, people say things and you get scrambled up sometimes. I always go out of my way to say sorry because I think it's important. It's important to not pretend that you're always the one who's correct.
Right.
It's important. It's important to know when. Yeah.
And I know I fail on that sometimes when I misrepresent selfishness for certainty. Certainty can be hard.
Yeah, certainly it's tricky if you fucking subscribe to it and then you're wrong and you're like, yikes.
Yeah. But it's different than being selfish. And I sometimes bogey because I can confuse the two. And my wife lets me know.
Yeah, certainty is a tricky one. Because, sometimes you are certain, but you are also incorrect.
Or there's more than one way to be right.
Right. Or you're getting bad information.
Yeah.
ChatGPT's lying to you. That would be a real
You said
problem.
something interesting, though, man. You're the first one to go, hey, man, sorry, bogeyed. Now, that's an altruistic trait, man. That is something that a lot of people have trouble doing. To say I'm sorry to a lot of people means I'm laying down. I'm wrong. I'm guilty. I fucked up. Oh my gosh, 50 lashes. I mean, and that's not what it means. What I'm saying is, I wish more of us had. Hey man, sorry about that. I bogeyed.
Yeah.
I stuck my foot in my mouth. And that's not a big deal. Now we're not. It's part of where woke went too far.
Right.
We got so myopic on the word instead of the spirit. Oh, dude, no, fuck, I didn't know that's how you're going to feel. I'm still your friend, but that was out of line.
Right.
Okay, cool. High five. Over. Done.
Right.
Instead of,
Cast them
you
out of
just
the
said the word
kingdom.
out of line. We're going to all focus on that instead of the spirit of the intent. Even if we were wrong, had a bad day, woke up from a nightmare. Fuck, I don't know, my dog's sick. Was pissed off. Had the low eye. Hey, got to give everyone a little bit of a break.
Exactly.
And also look at what's your intent instead of focusing on the identity of the word. Because the word, there's no life in the word.
No.
It's just the alphabet in a certain fucking order.
It's a noise you make with your mouth, so I know what you're thinking.
Right?
Yeah, that's all it is. Yeah, but
The spirit of intention, I believe, is what we should put more focus on. What is the intent? The 10 Commandments in the schools. What do you think about that?
I don't like it.
Why?
Well, I think the 10 Commandments are very interesting. I think mandating it in classrooms in public schools, the problem with that is like, what about the Muslims? What about the Buddhists? What about the Hindus? What about all the other religions that exist? Like, and you could say,
Does
oh,
it
this
have
is a
to
Christian
exclude
society.
those, though? Can it say,
okay, well
this
then
is
you're
a
gonna have
Christian
a wall
society?
of religious texts
But
in
what about
your high school.
And I'm okay. I'm curious. Since Christian society, 10 Commandments, but we have 10 minutes where everyone can take 10 minutes to bow to Allah, to whatever your religion is. If you care to partake or not, there's no exclusion about what can be a spiritual time of worship in these 10 minutes. But in our classroom in America, we're going to have the 10 Commandments. Now, my question then goes to this: is there anyone in the 10 Commandments that you or anyone disagrees with? Or is your problem that it can be considered an oppressive author?
James Tallarico explained it to me. He's a Texas representative who's also in seminary. He's a very religious man, and he opposes it. And he's a Democrat. And he said essentially there's two very wealthy men who are they're Christian fundamentalists where they want to replace all the funding for public schools and put in private Christian. They want a theocracy in Texas, essentially. So he was explaining that this is like a step on the way towards that he finds would actually, in his belief, repel people from Christianity. Instead of bring them to him by forcing this in the classrooms, forcing it in your face, you'll actually cause more young people to reject Christianity. I don't know if he's correct or not.
But he's saying maybe I don't have a problem with this. I do have a problem with this is a beginning of an overcompensation.
No, he has a problem with it being in classes. He does not agree with it at all. And he is a very religious man.
Right.
Very religious man, like a great Christian.
Right.
And he thinks that this is how you're going to repel people away from Christianity. If we really want to get more people to become Christian, the way to do that is to first of all to have open arms and accept people in. And if you want to have some classes in schools where you teach people about the benefits of the Bible and what the overall message is and what Jesus was trying to say, and if you just follow what Jesus said, no one would disagree. If you treat everyone as if it's your brother, if you live your life the way Jesus asked everyone, that's a way better way to live life. Like you could, if you want to teach that,
that's a selfish way to live life.
But
in the way
what
that we
about
were defining
people
selfish.
that also want to live a good life, but they want to do it through Islam? What about people that also want to live a good life, but they want to do it through whatever, name it? You're going to have Mormons and all kinds of different sects. Like, okay, that's why you want to separate church and state.
Okay.
And I think if you have publicly funded schools, keep religion out of them. That's what I think. Because otherwise you have too many possible religions. Like, you're going to be religiously bigoted if you teach only one. If you're only, like, you think people would be cool if they had entire public school systems where everybody just taught Islam? Could you imagine if a full city, like every public school, just people would be up in arms? Well, I think that's similar response to people who are not Christians, who see Christianity being imposed on public schools. They probably have the same feeling. You know, like if you're a Muslim and you're supposed to send your kids to school and they're shoving Christianity in his face, you'd probably feel the same way as if you were a Christian and your school district had been taken over by Islam. You're like, Jesus Christ, everybody has to vow 5 times a day. And
I hear you. I do also, though, think there could be, what if there were tenets on the wall of each religion that we pull the author off for a minute? Right. This is my hang up is that we go to the problem. Most people go to the problem of that, not with your argument. They go to the problem with it because the author. G-O-D. Hey, man. So we go to the author instead of the content. What I'm saying, when you look at the commandments, is there anything that anyone out there is going like, I disagree with that one?
Let's pull up the 10 Commandments, Jamie. I haven't read them in a while. Is there anyone in there that don't hold up today? No, I think they're pretty legit. If you think about it, they're pretty legit, and they're 2,000 years old. They kind of nailed it. It's kind of like the Constitution. They kind of nailed it. Whereas all these years later, you're like, good fucking job.
Yeah.
Pretty solid. You got a decent version?
I was looking at the Texas poster thing, I thought, and there's a bunch of printed versions, but they're all like on rock, and so I was trying to find out.
Oh, the ones that the Texas thing? Okay, they're all on rocks?
Well, I don't, that's
they're engraved?
Can you just ask ChatGPT what the 10 Commandments are?
Well, I could, but that's not where I was. I'm saying I wasn't there.
10 Commandments in school. So, yeah, I just want to know, like, what are the 10 Commandments?
Takes longer.
Right. The 10 Commandments are what are they?
Principles of
You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself a carved image.
False idol.
Don't worship false idols. You shall not make the name of the Lord your God in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Honor your father and mother. That's a solid one. You shall not murder. Great advice. Okay. You shall not commit adultery. Definitely don't do that.
Solid.
You shall not steal. Definitely don't do that. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor.
Ooh,
don't lie.
Yeah.
You shall not covet.
Yeah. Boy.
Those are all pretty solid.
Covet. We can use number 10 a lot right now. Boy, we love comberison.
Well, that's Instagram,
and the younger
right?
generation is full of covet.
Yeah. It's a real problem. It's a real problem. We're very fortunate that we didn't have to grow up with the kind of pressure that social media is putting on people. Especially young girls. Like Jonathan Haidt wrote a book about social media's impact, the coddling of the American mind, and it shows very clearly the invention of social media and then self-harm, suicidal ideation, overdoses, drug addiction, like all of it, a lot of it women, a lot of it young girls. Yeah. And it's because you're comparing to all these other girls.
Yeah.
Constantly
forced down. I hear
and there's a whole culture in like showing all your stuff off. There's a whole culture of like, look at my bag. Look, here's me with champagne. I'm eating caviar. I'm on a yacht. I'm here. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. Look at my watch. Look at my rings. And then everybody's like, I don't have shit.
That's how life's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I'm just here in my room with my family, and I got a good meal downstairs in this house.
I'm not even on that yacht. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that big ring.
You know,
I'm not at that party.
I've talked to youth about this, and the consensus I hear is, and I haven't found anyone that doesn't feel this way yet. It's like, look, if you could say, yes, social media, it exists, or it doesn't. Oh, please, just no. I wish it didn't exist, but it does, and I have to be a part of it to feel. I don't know. The word's not relevant to even feel a part of youthful society. But boy, if you gave me a choice, could we have it or not? Please take it away.
Yeah.
Wish it wasn't there. Wish it didn't exist is what I hear a lot of you say.
Yeah, I think it's done more harm than it's done good. It's done a lot of people good for business, right? A lot of people started businesses with social media, and a lot of people make a living now that would have had a regular job. There's goodness in that, but in terms of like society and our overall discourse, I think a lot of it's negative. I mean, but then again, there's a lot of positive out of it too, because information gets out that mainstream media doesn't report on, and you find out about real issues that really concern you. But then there's the problem of a giant percentage of it isn't actually human beings.
Right.
A giant percentage of the arguing back and forth on the internet is bots.
Yeah.
Giant percent, man.
Yeah.
Some former FBI analyst said it was as many as 80% on Twitter.
80%.
Yeah, that's his estimate. I mean, I don't know if he's right, but I'm like, what does that even mean?
What does that mean?
Like, so what's fueling all that? It's AI forcing us to argue. I mean, it's programmed right now by human beings probably, and some of it is actual real human beings that are like, in some sort of a factory somewhere in Pakistan or whatever, and they're just fucking with Americans online for whatever reason. It's probably funded to like try to disrupt democracy, to make us lose faith in our system.
Do you think there's a China element to that?
100%. There's a Russian element to that, and there's an American element where we're doing it to them. 100%.
So that's part of the new world, but that's
100%.
Well, I understand it with how it would add up with TikTok.
Yeah.
Now, you think it's everywhere? It's through all social media that it's infiltrated to get us into these understandings, perceptions.
Well, for sure, it is capable of doing that if you just follow your natural instincts. Right, so the algorithm is set up to show you what you engage with the most.
Yeah,
and that just, whether or not it's the intended purpose, it leads us down the road of being full of anxiety, constantly filled with cortisol, stressed out, angry at climate change and fucking white supremacy and radical left, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's whether or not it's intentional, it doesn't really matter, because the desired effect, whether it's the desired effect, the effect of it all leads you into complete chaos. Right. So if they know that and they didn't course correct, the problem is once you have an algorithm, you're not going to get rid of the algorithm. You're not going to say, let's just have information just exist uncategorized and not
like a documentary.
Yeah. Just leave it out there, and you go find what you want, Matthew. You go look around and you watch, football games and boxing matches, and you just go. You do you. You go look instead of it suggesting things to you. Right. Once it's suggesting things to you, that's a whole different game. Yeah. Because then it's kind of programming you.
Right.
And it's programming you based on your worst instincts. My fucking feed is all assassinations and car accidents and dudes getting kicked in the head. It's just the.
And do you bite?
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
No, but Tom Segura and I, we have a text thread that's been going on for probably 5 years. We send each other the most horrible shit we find each day.
Yeah.
And sometimes I call him up. I'm like, dude, I can't do this anymore. This is like really fucking with me. But then like 2 days will go by and I'll open up my fucking phone and I'll see Tom Segura. I'm like, this motherfucker. And then I'll open it up and it's some guy getting assassinated in a pool hall or something. I'm like, oh my God. Whew. It's just you're getting bombarded.
Yeah.
Bombarded.
So with all of that exterior stimulus, and here we are with, adult minds and even talking about, man,
imagine
you got to watch
this.
Imagine a child.
Yeah.
Now I'm going, is there something, does anyone got a better suggestion than the 10 Commandments to get a child's mind going, 10, just those 10 things, if I look at that and aim that direction, I feel like I can't go wrong. Or I can go closer to right. Meaning I'm seeing youth and adults spun out, man. I don't understand the general expectation between us. What do you mean? I can pick your pocket and steal from you. If I got away with it, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not embarrassed. I don't feel guilty. Hey, man, I won a blue ribbon. I got the shoes.
Yeah.
They gave me the trophy. What do you mean? Do it the right way, you fucking old dinosaur.
Right.
Integrity, what character? What are you talking about? I hear that conversation. I'm going, hang on, man.
Yeah.
And that's different than saying, like you've told me, you love chaos. That's different than saying, oh, there's a chaotic moment. I love to try and create order in it. That's different. That's like that's a stimulus. You know, this is, it's four-dimensional. Where's the ground?
Right.
That they can go, okay, I can rely on that. What can I rely on that will stand with me? That's a time and tested truth that can take me into the future, no matter the changes of AI. That I can go in the storm. I can go to this and catch my breath. I can go to this and rely on it in the dark, on my own, and in the masses with the millions going, no, do this. I can go, What is that? What's that simple sheet that's ingrained that our youth can go, yeah, it can rely on that. Forget the author.
Right. I don't think you're going to do it with like a series of commandments. The problem with the 10 Commandments, I'm not saying there's a problem with the 10 Commandments, but if I was going to put it in a school where there's non-religious people, there's a bunch of stuff in there like not taking the Lord's name in vain, not having any other gods before me, where that would give people pause. They'd be like, wait a minute, what are you telling me? I can't say, I can't take the Lord's name in vain. Like saying God damn it is like taking the Lord's name in vain. People do that all the time.
It's similar to on a national level, the flag burning thing. Trump's burning up. That would be like taking Lord's name in vain. Burning the flag would be like taking the flag's name in vain.
Right. Imagine that. Imagine you get arrested for taking the Lord's name in vain.
Right.
That'd be a real problem. Especially
so
when you don't
you're
mean
saying
anything by it.
It would go to that creep you're talking about.
Human beings always creep. They always move towards more and more power and control. And if you put something like that in, like now what are you going to do? You're going to enforce Christian law? What if someone enforces Sharia law? There's a lot of talk of that. There's a lot of talk about people in Minnesota are terrified that someone's going to enforce Sharia law in a lot of these Somali Muslim these areas where like giant Muslim populations are.
All right. What if we get with what if we get with the Hindus and the Muslims and everybody, and we get out? Bring your best 10. Christianity's bringing its 10 commandments. Let's get together here and we'll put them all together. Hell, we'll mix some of yours on my number 8 will be number 9 because yours is going to be number 8, and we're going to put them up there. And it's going to be a creed, a little bit of constitution to get our day started.
Interesting way to do it, but the problem is most religions are ideologically opposed to conflicting religions. They don't want to accept that these other religions are correct about anything. You know, like Judaism and Christianity, they share a bunch of things, but they disagree on Jesus. They disagree on
rising from the dead, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. It's
well, I just think there could be a creed, a bit of a constitution, and if you pull the author of it, I think we find more similarities that are not exclusionary,
right?
Than we would find things that are combative ideas.
Yeah, I think something along those lines where we said, let's think of a code to live life by. And we can do this in a modern era without a religious context. You could say, what we could all agree, a code to live life by. But we'd all have to follow it, including the president. No more rage tweeting. No more.
I'm just saying we wouldn't have to follow it. It would just be right now there's not an agreed upon expectation of how to treat each other.
Right. And there's reward in treating each other like shit if you're successful.
You are rewarded for it.
Yeah.
And maybe much more than almost, if you do follow the rules,
kind of a
fucking
sucker.
rube.
Yeah, you're kind of a sucker.
That's not going to have that can't have a long play for us. That is not a selfish move.
Don't you think that's a part of the whole TikTok, Instagram kind of culture? Because it's so look at me, it's so fake, leased cars. And, there's a thing in LA where they have a fake private jet. And you go into this private jet just for influencers so they can take pictures on private jets.
Yes. Dude, Joe, let me tell you this thing. I'm in Miami. You know Miami?
Sure.
Miami, South Beach, right?
Yeah.
If you don't flinch, nobody's stopping you, right? I mean, Miami, where even the mannequins have fake boobs.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's what I like about Miami because they're so open.
Yeah.
L.A., people get the face job and boob jobs and tummy tucks, and how'd you do that? Man, you look great. They're like, oh, I just take cold showers.
Right.
You know what I mean? But Miami's like, oh no, here, Dr. Juarez, go see him, man. He's great. I just left him. They're open about it. I love that about Miami. I'm there working on, I think it was the Beach Bum. And I'm walking down through South Beach, and there's this, under a palm tree on the beach, there's this purple and pink Lamborghini pulled in under a palm tree with the beach behind it. And there's this guy leaning back on it, the gold chain. He unbuttoned his silk shirt a couple times. He's greased up, and he's got these guys over there taking pictures of it. I'm like going, what's going on here? Well, there's another guy come by, stop. You see him chat. All of a sudden, the new guy hops in on the trunk, leans back. Yo, does all the pauses, and I go up to the guy. I go, what's going on here? He goes, oh man, I'm taking a picture for my Tinder cover. And I go, you are, but who's the other guy? He goes, oh no, he just came by and said like, hey man, you mind if I get a picture for my Tinder cover? And he paid me $50. I said, so that's not your car? No, man, I rented this car for the day. And he was proud of it, man. He was like, yeah, it's just what I did. South Beach, Miami.
Yeah.
I
it's a very low vibration.
It's dude, but they're open about it.
Yeah.
You know?
I always say if you want to starve to death, open up a bookstore in Miami. It's a lot of fun. It's basically like it's basically built on cocaine. You know, that city was built on cocaine back in the day. Have you ever seen Cocaine Cowboys?
Yes.
Woo!
Yeah, man.
What a documentary.
Yes.
Holy shit, that's a good one. That is a good one. And Cocaine Cowboys 2. Both of them were crazy.
Oh, I hadn't seen 2.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Giselda gets out. She goes, it's when you find out that it's all 100% true, you're like, so that's what happened with Miami. 1 year, the entire Miami graduating class of the police academy, the entire graduating class either wound up murdered or in jail for corruption. The
whole class.
The whole class. They were all drug dealing. Everybody was drug dealing. There's millions and millions of dollars buried in backyards in Miami that no one's ever going to find.
Art Acevedo, remember the police chief that was here? Mm-hmm. That then went to Houston because he wanted some real drama, and Katrina came and he got his real drama. Then he went to Miami, and it didn't last. I didn't get the details on it, but wasn't it something about the Miami, the I don't know if it was mafia and city council going, there's certain things you cannot infiltrate here. And he was either fired, booted out, or retired and moved on pretty soon.
Yeah, they don't fuck around down there. It's a totally different way of life. And, they love it. It's like you go down there, it's a totally different vibe.
Yeah.
And
if you don't stutter and you don't flinch, it's all a green light.
More banks per capita in Miami, I think, than any other city in the country, and I think that is because it was used to launder money for cocaine.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So it's hard to believe that that's true. But I had a good buddy of mine who was an ophthalmologist who did his residency down there. But 6 months on the job. 6 months. Misconduct.
Taking over the internal affairs unit.
Making significant changes to his command staff.
Boom, you're out.
See ya.
Yep.
Speaking out against corruption, reporting abuses of power by elected officials, he sued, saying that his firing was in retaliation. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So my buddy was an ophthalmologist, and he did his residency in Miami in the 80s. And he said it was insane. He goes, every day. So he's in the emergency room. Every day, it's gunshot victims, guys with G.I. Joe stuffed up their asses. Like, everybody was just doing coke and doing wild, crazy stuff.
He dropped that gay bomb on.
Yeah. He said he found guys with light bulbs up their asses. They had to remove light bulbs. You know those little pine coney ones? You know those ones? The little small. So dude had a light bulb broke in his asshole. And they had God. And he goes, it's all cocaine, man. He goes, I saw so many gunshots, so many gunshot wounds. He goes, it was all cocaine. And it was just constant. In the 80s, he said the emergency room was just like people were piling up in the hallway. They're just rushing people in to get treatment. They're holding their side, blood squirting out of them. He said it was insanity.
Wow.
Just cocaine gang wars all over the city. And he was in the heart of it.
Is he still an optometrist?
He's still an ophthalmologist.
Ophthalmologist.
Yeah. He's but he doesn't live in Miami anymore. He's in Arizona now. Shout out to Steve. He's a good buddy of mine.
Nehemiah.
He told me and I was a kid at the time. When I met him, I was like 15, 16 years old. And he was explaining to me like what he did when he was in Miami, and I was like, "That is insane." I go, "It's that bad?" Because this is like 1988, and he was there in the early 80s. He said it was insane.
Yeah.
And that's Miami, and
Yeah.
it's obviously not like that anymore. It's obviously calmed down on that regard, but
The chassis is still pretty loose.
oh yeah, that's what built the place.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the most flossy city in the country. The most Lamborghinis and Ferraris and whatever you.
I don't think most of them are owned.
No, it's a giant hustle. It's a big old cocaine hustle.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things I love about America is that we have all these different flavors. We got the
Me
Florida
too.
flavor, and then we got
man.
the Montana flavor. There's a lot of different flavors in this country.
I was in Alabama doing research for Free State of Jones. And this is what I think probably 11 years ago. And we were staying in Mobile. And the next day, there were all these parades at night. And I was, what's going on? The next day, the percentage for the vote for gay marriage was coming out. And I remember talking to a lot of my friends on the West Coast the next day, because what happened, it passed 53-47. And I was like, holy shit. I thought it was going to be 2080 no.
Oh, interesting.
And it was passed 53-47.
What year was that?
This is 11, 12 years ago. Maybe you can pull it up. I think it was about 11 years ago. Anyway, I talked to a lot of my friends who are Democrats or liberals, and they were appalled at
the minor margin.
The minor margin. I was like, guys, no, I thought it was. You're appalled that it barely made it. I thought it was going to be 2080 the other way. It is amazing how quickly, though, we're very nimble.
Yeah.
Very nimble to swing and understand different ways. I was shocked that it even came close.
That's
that
crazy.
It did pass.
You thought it was going to be You thought it was going to be 80-20 against?
I thought that my romantic idea, or shit, I'd traveled there, I've been around there and stayed there many times, got friends there. I thought that it was so entrenched in a born-again red Christianity that was blasphemy to the majority.
Right.
And it was not. It was not. And I just remember thinking, there's an example, not an ideal, but if you were for gay marriage, that's not an ideal example, but there's an example of talk about an evolution or adaptability to times and change.
Well, if you believe in the sanctity of marriage, gay marriage should be your favorite marriage because they hold it up the best.
Right.
They have the lowest rates of divorce.
Right.
I think gay marriage between two men, the rate of divorce is only like 26%.
Right.
Whereas with men and women, it's 50%.
Yeah.
So if you really love marriage,
Hey, yeah, right?
you should love gay marriage because they're doing it right.
What do you think about that when I talk about, because we're always talking and thinking about, so, how you make the world a better place? Talk about leadership, talk about our CEOs, you talk about politicians. But if you go back to the root, the beginning seems to me to be parenting. Mm-hmm. Secondly, what could be done to get more fathers to stay around? Get more mothers do than the fathers. A lot of fathers are out early. And what could be done if more marriages, if we took another step to salvage our marriage instead of, smell the heat, getting out.
Yeah, there's a lot
What
of that.
could
but
that do?
You know,
And do you think that would be a way forward? I have a hunch that it is. I don't know what to do about it, except prop up the reverence for parenthood, prop up the reverence for marriage to where it's more important to us than it is.
Yeah.
To stick with it a little longer, to salvage that. Our personal character, our responsibilities that we take as a parent, and our responsibility that we take in going into a marriage. I would make it mean a little bit more than I feel like it does to us a lot of times.
I think it really depends entirely on who the individuals are, because sometimes one person is just not keeping up their end of the deal.
Yeah.
They just fall off.
Yeah.
Maybe they get into drugs. They become addicted.
Yeah.
Maybe they lose their job and they don't want to get it back, and they just start drinking every day.
Yeah.
And like sometimes a man or a woman has to make a choice. In those,
I understand
like, I'm
that.
not
And
getting
hey,
dragged
and I know
down.
I've seen some good divorces too. Where I was like, oh, that was good for the both of you.
There's some people that don't want to change and they will drag you down. And there's some people, when you met them, they had hope. And then eventually that hope just fucking leaches out of them, and they're not fun to be around anymore. And you try and you try and you try to encourage them, you try to give them suggestions, and they don't follow through. And at a certain point in time, you can't save a drowning man because you're going to fucking drown too. And you got to just move on with your life. And I get it. I get when wives leave like that. I get when husbands leave like that. But a lot of people just marry people because they're hot. You know, they marry people because they're sexy. They like having sex with them.
Yep.
You know, they think they're attractive. And then you're with some fucking crazy person.
Yeah.
And you're trying to make life work with a crazy person. And now you have kids.
Right.
And now you're trying to make life with kids
Yeah.
with this fucking crazy person that you really shouldn't have married in the first place.
Yep.
You didn't have anything in common with them other than
Right.
you liked their body.
Right.
And you liked how sexy they are. That's the trap. Like, you got to, you have to, like, genuinely love someone. Like, love their personality, love being around them, love their kindness. And then you have to be someone that other people would love.
Yeah.
A lot of people want this perfect person in their life, and they're a mess. You know?
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot.
I've seen that go down, too.
There's
You
a
put
lot of
someone
reasons why marriages don't work out. And one of them is, like, over time, when two boats are traveling together, if one of them just... Like, this is an Anthony Robbins thing about life, an analogy about life, but it actually works with marriages too, because all you need is like a subtle turn in one direction, and over time you're further and further apart. Where like we don't have the same philosophy anymore, we don't have the same belief system, we don't have the same ethics or morals, or maybe your husband has got a job that you're like, you shouldn't be fucking doing this. This is bad for society. Like your job overall is awful. Maybe you're denying people health care claims, for insurance companies. Maybe that's your thing. And we have to live with the psychic weight of like, we're eating ribeyes and we have a nice house, but like, how did we get this money? Like, and maybe the wife is like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to be connected to you.
Yeah.
That's understandable too. It's like not all marriages are supposed to work out.
I agree with you.
I think it makes.
But what is it? 50% divorce rate now?
Yes.
What if that was 45?
Well, Chris Rock had a great joke about that. He goes, "That's just the cowards that stay."
Right.
He's like, how many of them wish they were divorced? He was like, it's a really good point. Really good point. Because although 50% get divorced, how many of those 50% that stay are just cowards?
Paying the penance.
Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, we all have friends like that where you're like, bro, get out. And they don't. Yeah. And but then we also have people that have great marriages.
Yep.
And when you meet people that have great marriages, it's like, oh, that's possible. That's possible.
Well, the sanctity of it, if it had more reverence going into, you're not getting ones that are just, she's hot. We love to shag.
It's a cultural milestone too. It's like a thing. You're doing it because it's like everybody does it. Every woman wants to be married. You want to have a family. Every man wants to, like, this is my wife. And so you think that a lot of people live life like they're in a goddamn romantic comedy. They think they're in a movie. They think they don't. It's like there's something about media, something about songs and movies that gives us this like bizarre framework for what a relationship or what life is supposed to be like, or what your life is supposed to be like. And it's not real. And where your life doesn't measure up to this movie, just like your life is not going to measure up to your Instagram feed. Yeah. You get kind of depressed. Like, this is it.
Why are we in Galveston for our honeymoon when she's on a yacht?
She's
Instagram?
In Ibiza.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Again, that comparison thing comes.
Well, that's also why people put everything on the gram too. They put everything they do. Look at me here, having so much fun. Look at me smiling, having a great time.
Well, you paint yourself in a corner. We let Levi get on Graham when he turned 15. And I don't know if he'll stay on it. But that was one of the things we were talking about. I was like, dude, he was surfing at the time. I was like, don't just put all your best waves
Right.
on there because you're going to paint yourself on a corner when you go to the break. And the guy's like, oh, we've seen it. I said, better put some wipeouts on there too, man.
Yeah.
Just so you can go and not have that pressure because you're going to paint yourself in a corner.
Absolutely.
If life looks too good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Then you're going to go out and I got to live up to this.
That's
What's that thing that happens in those relationships when you hold the other one? If I make my wife Superwoman and she thinks I'm Superman, neither one of us can live up to that.
Right.
And so we're going to come in under our expected bar, and there becomes the recipe for, you're not who I thought you were.
Yeah.
Because we had an unfair expectation.
Right.
Going in.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that definitely happens too. Also, familiarity breeds contempt. People just get tired of being in the same space with the same person over and over again. Like, stop. Leave me alone. Get away. People get sick of people. But it's also like, who did you pick?
Yeah.
Who'd you pick? And why'd they pick you? And are you someone that you would pick if you were a woman?
Yeah.
You know? Would you want you as a husband? Would you want you as a friend?
Right.
Would you know?
Yeah.
And if not, maybe you should become someone that someone would like to be friends with.
Yeah.
Maybe you should become someone would like to be a husband.
Yeah.
Like to have as a husband.
Sit in that passenger seat you're talking about and have a look.
Have a look at yourself.
Yeah.
That's why a good psychedelic experience every now and then knocks the dust off and gives you a little reset and lets you look at yourself and go, okay. All right.
Tell me, what that does. It unpacks some sort of neural cables that have gotten kind of solidified that may work, but they become doctrinaire.
There's a lot of that in that for sure, and I think that's also a dissolving of the ego. That's a big part of it. One of the things that most psychedelic drugs have in common is they dissolve the ego, like completely dissolve the ego. At least for a brief amount of time. And during that brief amount of time, you have a much more objective understanding of that's why there's so many people who take mushrooms and then completely quit smoking cigarettes or completely quit taking pills. They just go, oh my God, like, what was I doing? Like, why was I doing that? Like, you need to get outside of yourself. And I think that was a natural part of human civilization for thousands and thousands of years. People did it in ritualistic settings, in ancient Ulysses, in Greece. The Eleusinian mysteries was all about that. In Eleusis, when they would all get together, they would take this trek to get. There's a fantastic book on it called The Immortality Key that a guy who's been a guest on my podcast a bunch of times, Brian Murarescu, wrote. But it's all about, these are the people that figured out democracy. This is like in ancient Greece, and they all did it from having these psychedelic trips.
Right.
They would all go and have this trek to have this visionary experience, and they'd come back with new insight and ideas.
Yeah.
And a dissolving of the ego. I mean, they literally came to the idea, like, hey, maybe we should let everybody have a say in how things run and vote. Like, they invented democracy, which is crazy. And they did it probably because of psychedelic drugs. Like, they found these clay pots that these people used to keep their wine in, and their wine was all like mixed up with psychedelics. It wasn't regular wine. Like, we think of wine as just being an alcoholic beverage. No, it was wine with ergot in it.
Yeah.
So there was like an LSD-like substance and a bunch of other stuff.
Like, you ever seen the Dumbo, the animated?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I just noticed it because seen it before, but recently saw it 3 years ago. So Dumbo, after the circus, goes over, puts his snout down, and drinks the runoff from the bar and the party. Okay? Stars start to sing. The next edit is he's in the top of a tree. He can fly. That was more than alcohol. It was the psychedelics.
Hilarious.
The cut is directly to him in the top of a tree.
That's hilarious. God, I haven't seen Dumbo since my kids were like 1.
If you
or
see
2.
it, if you see it again,
I need to watch
you'll catch it. It's
God,
about,
I haven't
it's
seen
about.
it for. God, I don't even know if they.
And the
watched
crows
Dumbo.
are they're talking shit about him, about how he got up here, and what are you doing up here, man? You should have seen yourself last night. Talk about I don't remember, but I was there. Dumbo didn't remember none of it, man. But he's ended up in the top of the tree.
I remember when they were real little, we watched Pinocchio and how creepy it was. I was like, oh my God, Pinocchio's creepy. When the boys got kidnapped and they turned them into donkeys.
Yeah.
Remember that part?
Yes.
That was Pinocchio, right?
Here's the part. Dude, he has a 5-minute trip in Dumbo.
Oh, really?
Let's
see it.
I mean, it's a whole scene. the pink elephants.
Oh, whoa.
Is this after he drank the...
Yeah.
Oh, for
So he
sure.
just drank the slop, right?
Yeah.
He's 100% tripping.
And the last we saw was he just drank some. Now look at it. Yeah.
Wow. Pyramids.
Yeah. And it ends here.
Oh, wow. And ends him coming back to Earth. Oh.
Wait, no, he's not back to Earth.
He's up in a tree.
He's up in a
fucking
tree.
tree.
That's crazy. I would have never guessed. I would have never guessed that's a part. But that's actually a part of one of the rides at Disneyland. Is there a Dumbo ride at Disneyland that looks psychedelic? Yes. That's right. No, it's Winnie the Pooh. There's a Winnie the Pooh ride at Disneyland that I used to take with my kids. And you go through the ride. It's like a real simple ride. It's not like scary at all. It's like good for like little kids. And you get to this one part, I'm like, what are they trying to say here? Like, this is crazy. Like, Tigger comes out, and Tigger is like this psychedelic being, and everything is like now in black light. Yeah. So Tigger comes out, and Tigger's like a freak. Like, why is this guy bouncing around on his tail? And then it gets to a certain part, get a little forward here, where it gets super fucking weird. Like right here. Like, what the hell is happening? It's all about honey. Like, things are like, this is like fractal. This is like DMT world. This is really weird. Like, what does this have to do with Winnie the Pooh? What the fuck happened? It's really weird. It's like, what are they trying to say here?
I didn't see anything about honey.
Yeah, there's something about the honey. It's like something about, well, you know, there's some stuff called mad honey. And this mad honey, we actually ate it on the podcast once. Some guy brought it. But it's a honey that I think it's in the Himalayas. That's where it is, right? Where these guys have to climb up the side of a cliff to get this stuff.
Yeah.
And these bees are all taking pollen from, is it the lotus flower? What is the psychedelic plant? So these bees are taking pollen from this psychedelic plant, and they're making a psychedelic honey.
Okay.
So bad honey is a honey that contains, boy, say that word,
granotoxins.
Yeah. The dark reddish honey is produced from the nectar and pollen of the genus Rhododendron. How do you say that? Rhododendron. It has moderately toxic and narcotic effects. Produced principally in Nepal and Turkey, where it's used as both a traditional medicine and a recreational drug.
Okay.
But see, we'll show how they get it. Because these guys, look at that. They have to climb on the side of a fucking cliff to get this stuff. And people get it just to trip out.
Wow.
Imagine you tried that hard to get honey, that you make like a rope ladder and you cover yourself in a beekeeper's outfit, and they're all like, these hives are all connected to the side of a cliff. It's really crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah. It was a very bizarre effect, too. The honey itself.
Did you have some? So during the 3 hours after having some, did you get a little bit of
it was in the middle of the podcast. I took it at the beginning of the podcast. I just took I go, how much is a large dose? And he's like, take like a half a teaspoon. I'm like, fuck it. And I just took a whole big teaspoon of it. And I was like, whoo, this is interesting.
How soon did it get interesting?
20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, about 20 minutes in, I'm like, whoa, okay. This is a new one. I was like, this is crazy. This is honey. Like, put this in your tea? Like, what's going on in Nepal? I don't think it's a normal use thing. I think it's an occasional use thing.
Well, maybe not a full tablespoon.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't like I was out of my head and didn't know what to do. I was completely functional.
Yeah.
But it was like bizarre that this is in honey.
So these psychedelic trips, when you lose the ego and you unlock some of the,
just like you got a vacation to reset your life, sometimes you need a vacation to reset your brain.
Do they help you have more energy because you're hanging on to old ideas a little bit less, and you have more of an open beginner's mind, and the day unravels with less certain concrete expectations or this is how that should go? Or
very insightful. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, definitely. That's a part of it. Like the less you hang on to in your head, the more energy you have for other stuff.
Yeah.
Like I always tell people, like especially young comics like that are like getting on social media and arguing with people and stuff. I'm like, look, man, think of your time in your day as like a numerical unit. Like you have 100 units of time, 100 units of energy. If you're putting 30 of those units on some bullshit online, you're robbing yourself.
Amen.
Of that time that you could be putting into things you love, your friendship, your comedy act, your life. You don't need to do that.
Right.
Like it's a trap. Like you get sucked into thinking you need to do that, and all it does is it just robs you of your energy.
Yeah.
The less you're attached to like old beefs and squat, fuck that guy, all those kind of things, the less you're attached to that stuff, the freer you are, the more energy you have.
Yep.
And it's good for you. It's a selfish
thing to do.
It's selfish to be kind.
Yep.
Yeah.
Amen on that.
Yeah. And I think if those things were legal and more people could experience them in a controlled setting with people who know how to administer them and know the right dose and know, you know, hey, are you on a medication? Well, if you're on that certain medication, definitely don't be taking this stuff because your medication's an MOA inhibitor and this is, you know, this could really fuck you up. But you know, it doesn't even have to be that, man. It could be a fucking good yoga class.
Right.
It could be holotropic breathing. You could just sit and breathe deeply in through your nose and out through your mouth with intention, and you'll have a psychedelic experience. You'll get a relief from...
I just got one the other day from acupuncture.
Really?
Did not expect it at all. And I mean, I came out going, oh my gosh, I just felt like I hibernated for a 14-hour nap and woke up clean as a whistle.
See, I've only done acupuncture one time, and the dude was a total kook. He was so kooky that I didn't stick
get too
around.
comfortable in there.
He was too weird.
Yeah.
The guy was so weird. He was really good at acupuncture, but he was just like this really weird guy in L.A., and he'd have these conversations with you. He's asking a bunch of questions, and I was like, okay, I got to get away from this guy. This guy's...
That's the masseuse that when you lay down, they go,
yeah.
So what's your horoscope? And I'm like going, oh shit.
Oh no.
And then they go, and I go, you got any injuries? And I'm like, yeah, this left shoulder. And like, left side of your body. That means you need to get in touch. I'm like, no. I actually got hit by a car. Don't go psychological on me just yet, man. Come on. Don't go horoscope out of the gate. If we want to add that on for some color commentary afterwards, I'm okay with it. But let's not come out of the gate saying, this is the reason.
I actually just reached out to my booking guy to try to get a real astrologer on, like someone who really understands the ancient art of astrology, the real old stuff. Because I'm not completely discounting it. I think newspaper horoscope is nonsense. I think there's a lot of people that are just like reading your tarot cards that are just ripping you off. But I always wonder, like astrology is so specific. Like, why did they write that down?
Right.
Why did they have this understanding of how the stars are aligned at the time of your birth?
Pre-mathematics.
Yeah. Where part of the earth you're at.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's pre-mathematics. I think it's pre our current understanding of when mathematics evolved and emerged. I don't think that's real. I think they had mathematics long before that. I think civilization was wiped out and had to restart over again. And there's a lot of evidence to that. There's a lot of evidence that like society has had some major cosmic event, most likely asteroid impact, comet impact, and there's a whole theory behind it, the Younger Dryas impact theory from 11,800 years ago. They think we got hit. And there's a comet storm that we go through every September. Was it November and June? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think so.
Something like that, like June and November. And occasionally we get hit. And, you know, there's like 900,000 near-Earth objects.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take a really big one to fuck up everything. It doesn't take one that's going to kill everybody to fuck up anything.
Right.
It just takes one the size of a block. Like one city block comes slamming into the ice caps, and then you just got chaos. And everything goes away. And all like modern conveniences and all organized societies thrown into chaos, and then people have to rebuild. And I think that's happened a bunch of times in human history. And this is real physical evidence to this Younger Dryas impact theory, which also coincides with the ending of the Ice Age. It's all around the same time. And they think it was like a series of events. They think we were hit more than once. They think they were hit around 11,800 years ago, but then again, somewhere around 10,000 years ago. So it's probably when we see society emerging in like Mesopotamia and Sumer, which was like around 5,000 plus 6,000 years ago. I think that's just the newest version of it. I think they probably had mathematics long before that. They probably were doing shit. Whoever built the pyramids, like you can't tell me they didn't have some sort of complex geometry and mathematics. There's no way they didn't. The things are pointed to true north, south, east, and west.
Right.
Like that's 5,000 years ago.
Carl Sagan, I got to sit with him for a few hours before we made this film called Contact that I was in with Jodie Foster.
Fucking loved it.
You do?
One of my all-time
yeah?
favorite movies. I love that movie.
Oh,
and I
cool.
love Carl Sagan.
Yeah.
He wrote the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to talk to him and listen to him, actually, for a few hours. Anyway, I got to know his wife, and his wife's really cool, but her hello, her greeting is always, hey, what's your coordinate?
Whoa.
What's your coordinate?
What's your coordinate? Boy, she's out there.
But, I mean, that was similar of the north, south, east, which where are we coordinated? Where's the Earth coordinated in the galaxy, in the universe, in the hands of time? What has happened? What's our coordinate? It is kind of an out there, but it's a pretty cool objective way to go. Let me think about that. It reminds me of, you ever meet Bush 41?
No.
Hi, President Bush. How you doing today? While he's holding your hand. About an 8.2 today, Matthew.
8.2.
To the 10th. He would give you an answer out of 10 to the 10th of how he was doing. I always thought that was pretty interesting. Because everybody goes, oh, I'm good, man. Great. How are you?
That's some CIA shit, son.
He was adding it up to the 10th. What's your coordinate? About an 8.2.
He had numbers in his head.
Yeah.
You know, Herbert Walker was the guy that Hal Puthoff and a bunch of these scientists, he brought them together and said, we have recovered a crashed UFO on more than one occasion, and we have a back engineering program, and we're considering disclosure to the American people. I want you to list the positives, the positive impact of society, and the negatives. Yeah. And they did it with quite a few different scientists, and they all had more negatives than positive.
If they came out with this information, to share this information, what would be the effect on society?
Yes.
More negatives than positives.
More negatives than positives.
Because?
Disruption of religion, government,
how does
economy.
That disrupt religion?
Well, I mean, it depends on your religion.
I understand how it does. I just don't.
Depends on your religion. You know, and depends on where these things are from and what is happening. What do we know?
In the Bible, Ezekiel has golden chariots from the sky.
Exactly. Yeah, and a wheel within a wheel. Yeah, the Ezekiel stuff sounds like a UFO encounter. And it's not the only version of that in ancient texts. In the ancient Hindu texts, they have vimanas, these things that are flying through the sky. Like, what are those things? You know, in the Rig Veda, even in the Bhagavad Gita, there's all these depictions of these things that sound like you're talking about a spaceship or at the very least some kind of technology. Like this thing about the Nephilim, like that the gods mated with women and created men who are monstrous. Boy, doesn't that sound like aliens came down and genetically manipulated primates and created human beings? That's a version of it that you could imply from the text. It's all really weird stuff, man. Like really weird. If you found out that was all true, it would probably change everything about society. And this is what Herbert Walker and those guys decided after. So Hal Puthoff was explaining it to me on the podcast, like how they put a numerical value to each thing. I'm like, like we were that close?
Right.
Like imagine if that happened. This is 1990, right?
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but these kind of really weird things, as you put them, they excite you more than they give you fear. Would that be fair?
Yeah. I mean,
you seem excited. You get excited about different possibilities.
Yes.
I mean, you know, I have people go, oh, man, no, Rogan loves these conspiracy theories. Like, I don't see him liking the conspiracy theories. I see him always being interested in an alternate way something went down and being interested and excited about that, but not going, no, never disengaging from it and going, no way, no, because I believe how it was and what I read, and that's how it is. That's not where you're moving from.
No, it's never a denial of information and facts, and it's also a recognition that oftentimes a large swath of society just goes with a narrative without having any real understanding of what the actual facts behind it are. And then there's that term, this pejorative term, conspiracy theory. The problem with that, calling someone a conspiracy theorist, is conspiracies are real. Like, there's a lot of evidence. And if you want to sit down, I could fucking show you a ton of them. And so anybody who says, like, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist, I'm like, okay, let's talk about conspiracies. Like, do you think that any of them exist? Do you think that people conspire? Is it like it's a natural part of human behavior that's been documented throughout history, even in governments? I mean,
sure.
Literally, the thing that got us into the Vietnam War was a conspiracy. It was fake. The Gulf of Tonkin, it was a false flag operation. It never took place at all. They lied to the American people. That's a conspiracy. Like, that's just one conspiracy that turns out to be true. There's a lot of them. The problem is people don't want to look like a conspiracy theorist. They've done such a good job of making it a goofy term that you don't ever want attached to you. It can cause damage to your reputation.
Yeah.
If you're in a job where people have to take you seriously, fortunately I'm not, but if you're in a job where people have to take you seriously, you don't want to say anything weird like, hey, I think aliens are real. Like, people think you're a kook, and then they discount your opinion on everything.
Yeah.
But if you just know the actual facts, like people that don't think there's anything, that aliens are real, there's no way, we're alone, we've never been contacted.
Why not?
Gary Nolan, the guy who was on here yesterday that was talking about cancer research, he was also telling us about a piece of wreckage they found from a craft. Was it 1950 that they found it?
Which one?
The first one, the Silica one? So they have direct chain of possession of this evidence from, I believe it was 1950, and it was almost pure silica, and the magnesium ratios were so off that he said that this magnesium had to have been sourced from a place that experienced a neutron bomb every 2 minutes for 900 years. That's how off the isotopes were to magnesium that we find here on Earth. He's like, I'm not saying it's impossible for someone to ever do that, but I'm saying this is from 1950. Like, this is a real piece of what they're saying is a wreckage of a craft. And it has a material composition that is impossible for a normal person to create in 1950. So what the fuck is this?
Right.
And you say that to people, and they're like, oh. So Gary Nolan, who's a professor at Stanford, he's a professor in the what is his forensics? Is that what his he does cancer research, but what is his actual title? Stanford School of Medicine professor. Anyway, rock solid credentials, published, and people brought him this material, and they said, would you analyze this? Because you know all these different scientists. And endowed chair, Department of Pathology, Stanford School of Medicine. So when a guy like that is saying, no, this is a composition of this piece of wreckage that you can't make here.
Right.
They found a type of alloy that doesn't exist on Earth, and it has on an atomic level layers upon layers of whatever this alloy is. He's like, this cost billions of dollars to create, and they found it in 1970. Like in 1970, no one had this. It's not possible to make. Like, maybe you can make it today, but we don't have the equipment to make it today. You could conceive how someone with enough resources could have that money today to do something like that, but it would be an enormous undertaking.
Yeah.
And this is a piece of craft that someone found from 1976. So when a guy like that is telling you, like, I'm not saying what it is. I'm not saying where it's from, but I'm saying this is fucking crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't add up to what we could practically do.
So when someone says conspiracies, like, I believe in conspiracies because they're real.
Right.
And because I don't have to worry about being taken seriously. And most people do. Most people don't want to be a fool. You don't want to be a silly person. You know, you don't want to be mocked when people aren't around you. Like, fucking Bob believes the JFK assassination.
Right.
Yeah.
You say because you don't have to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Exactly.
Because you're saying your theories on things are solid, or because you in your position are going, hey, I don't have to be taken.
My
like
job does not rely on me being taken seriously.
Right.
Nothing.
What do you say to the? It's like because you get attacked for like, hey man, you had so and so on here and you placated them. And and we do take you seriously because so many people listen. I always hear and I always find that I think there's a hole in those attacks on you. You have a massive audience of listening. Does that mean inherently, not necessarily, is what I hear you saying, that everything I say should be taken seriously because that information is going wide?
No.
Some people's argument is going, Joe, you have a massive audience, so that's your responsibility to make sure. Blah blah blah. They go down that rabbit hole.
My responsibility is only just to be me. I don't have a responsibility to do anything else. I definitely have a responsibility to not lie to people, and I definitely have a responsibility to not willingly allow someone else to lie without at least questioning them.
Right.
If I know that they're lying. But other than that, my responsibility is just to keep doing what I've done, and that's why I have a big audience. It's not because of any other reason. So I'm not going to do anything any differently.
No, I see that. I applaud it.
I don't think you have to. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's smart. I don't think you should be paying too much attention to what other people's opinions of what you should or shouldn't be doing are, as long as you have a good internal compass. As long as you have a good true north and you know. And my true north is, how do I feel about it? Like, what do I feel like I'm a good person for doing this? Do I feel like that was a beneficial thing for them and for me? I'm happy. They're happy. We're all good. And that's what I want. I want a hug and a handshake. Thank you. That was awesome.
Yep.
Good times. And I want to hear from them, like, this has been amazing for me. That makes me excited.
Amen.
That's all I like.
That's cool. You got it. You make it sound so simple, but as you probably know, for a lot of people in your position, it ain't that simple.
But it is if you follow the right path.
Yep.
It's not that hard. Like, people say it's hard. I'm like, you work so hard. Like, look at us right now. This is me working. This is not that hard.
Yeah,
I've had jobs. I've done construction. I've done like horrible jobs that suck. This is not a job. This is just a fun pursuit. So you have a responsibility to the people that listen, and I think the people that listen expect me to be me.
Bingo.
And that's all you can do.
Boom.
And as soon as you start changing, they fucking know before you know.
Right.
Like, they'll like, oh, you fucking changed.
Yeah.
And people will always accuse you of changing even if you haven't. But I think I've evolved. I've most certainly evolved. I've tempered the way I view life. I'm definitely kinder and more patient, but I'm the same person. Same goals. Just curious. I'm interested, like, talk to people.
Yeah.
And I want everybody to do well. I really genuinely do.
Well, that's not an overly common trait.
It should be.
I think it should be too.
And it's not hard. I think the way you described it is great. It actually is selfish. And I say that all the time.
Yeah.
It really is selfish to be a kind person.
I'm on a crusade to change the understanding of that word because I think we sell ourselves short. And there is a way where what is best for us is actually best for the most amount of people, and vice versa.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's at the end of the day, it is all got to be very personal. Mm-hmm. And then to have some dignity in it. It's the difference between choice and a mandate. No, you got a choice, but make the fucking right choice. Mm-hmm. Measure the choice. You got power when you make the choice.
Yep.
And you deal with the consequences. I love to go, bogey there, McConaughey, and I can look in the mirror and go, that's on you.
Yeah.
Then I can make a good decision. Something works out. I can look in the mirror and go, good, man, we hit that one on the screws.
I honestly like fucking up sometimes because then it makes me really reset and go, oh boy, get it back together. Like,
what's the last big fuck up you had where you're like, ooh, I got to reset?
You have a weird podcast. You're like, that one sucked. Like, maybe I worked out too hard before I got here. That's not good. Like, that's a bad one that I do sometimes. Like I'll
come in
squats.
charging and getting ahead?
No, like I'm worn out. And then my brain's not firing on all cylinders. Like if I do legs, like I do a leg day, and I do a lot of squats.
You don't do legs.
Pull the sled.
You don't do squats before
I come in and my brain is just like wiped out. That's not good. I've done that. But it just when you're not on point. Okay, what did I do wrong? Well, I didn't get enough sleep. Maybe I didn't take my nootropics, whatever it was. Like, maybe I didn't do enough research on the subject. Whatever it is, like, let's get it back together.
Gotcha.
Pull that fucking shit back around.
See, but that's self-regulation.
Yeah.
You're self-regulating. Because, I could have done better. I missed my mark. Oh, I kind of don't like it when I do that. I'm a little embarrassed when I do that. Damn it, I feel shitty. I didn't leave that situation better than I found it. I didn't come forward. I didn't prepare enough or whatever that might be. Man, more of that across the board.
It's good for everybody.
Yeah, man.
You got to be your own general. You got to be your own like wake up, soldier.
Yeah.
You know. I always talk about the cold plunge because it is the one time like, people say, "Oh, how do you do it every day?" Listen to me very carefully. I almost don't every day. Every day.
Yeah,
I get that close to bitching out every single day. I'm amazed how weak I am. I'm amazed. Every time I go to lift that fucking lid off that thing, I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm not doing this. I am not doing this. I'm not doing." And then when I get in, I'm like, maybe I'll only do a minute today. Maybe I'll get out right now. Don't you want to get out right now? I'm like, shut the fuck up. I get to let the general talk, and the general's like, shut the fuck up, soldier.
Yeah.
You will stay in that water. I'm like that dude from Full Metal Jacket. Outstanding.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, self-regulation, man.
Yeah, but every day I almost don't. David Goggins told me that too. Who's like the most mentally strong human being I've ever met, and maybe the most mentally strong human being that's ever walked the face of the planet. And he said, he goes, even though I run every day, sometimes I look at my sneakers, I stare at those motherfuckers for a half an hour before I put them on. Just thinking of him. I mean, he's out there running like marathons literally every day. And he was just like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this.
Yes.
So he does it. That's the thing. It's like people want to think that people that are mentally strong don't struggle. No, you do struggle. You always struggle.
Yeah.
But you win every time.
Right.
You make sure that you win every time. And you can win every time. But you got to develop that ability to make yourself do the things you don't necessarily want to do, but you know you should.
It's a little bit of that, I don't know if you ever saw that Djokovic interview on 60 Minutes.
No, it didn't.
And 60 Minutes interview, I forget his name, was going like, look, so, your mental capacity is why you're so good. And my hunch is that, Novak, it's because you have less negative thought. And Djokovic interrupts him. Now you might want to pull this one up. This is good. His answer's great. He goes, no. Yeah. I have as many or more negative thoughts. I just get past them quicker than others.
Yeah, that's
so he's not denying the negative thoughts. He's let him come, and then bam, out of the way. I gotta on to the next.
Yeah, he has control.
Yeah,
he has control of those thoughts. They come in and he swats them down. Yeah, you'll have to have some negative thoughts if you're going to be an elite athlete because you have to be your own worst critic. You can't be satisfied with anything.
Yeah.
If you want to reach the very tip of the top, every movement must be more precise and more explosive and better every time you do it, and you have to do all the training, and you leave no stone unturned, and if you don't do that, you're never going to reach the level that he's at in anything.
Let me ask you about this. I got a poem on it, but let me just try to remember what it was about. It's success in, say, MMA, for instance. What's a better resume for a great performance or victory? Suffering to succeed or revenge?
Oh, suffering to succeed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why?
The emotions that come with revenge are crippling, and sometimes they can keep you up at night, and they'll fuck with your sleep, and then the consequences of you losing are far greater because you genuinely hate this person. There's some people thrive under those conditions, oddly, but I would think most of the time, trying to just achieve the highest version of yourself is the most aspirational. I think the best of the best do that.
Right.
The very best, the George St. Pierres of the world, they do that.
They're playing against themselves.
They're playing against themselves.
Yes.
Yeah, they're trying to be the very best version of themselves that they can be. And if they do that right and leave no stone unturned, they can achieve greatness.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be easy. It's going to be, they go through hell. I mean, to become an elite fighter, is one of the most physically difficult things and then psychologically difficult things that a human being can ever undertake outside of war and maybe law enforcement. Other than that, you're dealing with physical struggle the likes of most people will never experience in their life. You're literally hurling bones in the direction of a trained assassin, and the two of you are going to do it publicly in your underwear in front of the whole world, barefoot with these little tiny pads on your knuckles and a cup over your dick, and you just got to go out there and kick each other and strangle each other. It's crazy. It's a crazy sport. And so there's this balance of the mind and the body and the intention and how you allocate your resources and time, and how you manage stress and how you deal with the pressures of trying to succeed and the doubts and the fears.
In the suffering to succeed.
Yeah.
Is it fair to say, I think it is, that like the people that, like the seeing beyond the immediate goal, meaning we choke at the goal line when we look up and get objective and go, oh shit, 4th and 1, this could be the game winner. All I got to get is 1 yard.
Right.
Whereas, no, I run. I will run through. I will use my ability. I will cross that. Bo Jackson, when he scored, he'd go through the end zone, down the fucking tunnel. The best snipers don't aim at the target. They aim on the other side of it. Getting through COVID, part of what I know helped me was going, oh, it's going to be like this for 10 years, gang. Family, buckle up.
Yeah.
It didn't last 10 years. It was much shorter. Like, oh, shit. We were preparing for a much longer journey, going to work out. This is going to be hell. Get ready for it, dude. And then all of a sudden you're like, all right, that's it. Wait, I'm done? Projecting past the goal, cellularly, I think, wakes up something in us on a survival level that we don't choke. We don't get fatigued as quickly. We don't want to quit sooner because we have in our mind, no, the end is not right around the corner.
Right.
And it's a bit of a mental trick, but I think that it has something to do with that what champions do. They see beyond. They're playing Arch Manning right now. There's never been more hype on a college quarterback ever. I believe that guy is wired, and that family bloodline's even wired. That they're beyond this hype. This is mortal.
Right.
This is mortal shit, guys. Great.
It's about the process. It's about winning games.
If UT goes and wins the championship, they're preseason ranked number 1. Never been ranked number 1 before. I believe that this team is like, oh, well, thank you for the compliment, but we're on our own mission. That being preseason ranked number 1 or being on the cover of freaking Sports Illustrated is not a curse nor a validation. It's just noise out there. And if we do it and you go, we told you you'd be number 1, we'll look at you and go, oh, well, thank you. But that's it. They don't need a pep rally to go, the rest of the world thinks you can win this too.
Right.
Well, good for them. We're not playing for them. We're doing our thing. I have a mission here. I believe in a path that I'm on. And I'm going beyond this hype, or I'm going beyond this game. I'm playing for I'm prepared mentally and spiritually for an entire season of hell. I'm prepared to fight this assassin on the other side of me that wants to defend and do to me what I want to do to them. Making the resistance or the adversary seem bigger and longer and going to be more tumultuous seems to be a good way to succeed, going beyond, and all of a sudden you look up. I get this from when I've done my best acting. I didn't know it was the last day. When they yelled cut at the end of the last scene of the last day of shooting, I was walking off going, all right, see you tomorrow. And they're like, no, there is no tomorrow.
You were just in the zone.
That's it. I'm like, that's it? We wrapped? Oh, shit. Oh, hey, Joe. How you doing? For the first time.
Because you were just locked in.
Boom.
Yeah.
Best rounds of golf. I walked off the 18th green and was heading to the next tee box to look up and realize, no, that's it. You played 8. Oh, shit, what'd I shoot? Oh, 74. Huh. I didn't look at my scorecard on 16 and go, if I can just keep it in the fairway this last 3 holes, maybe get in with the par, just don't bogey. I didn't anticipate. So I didn't get my room. I behaved and went through the finish line.
Yeah.
That something in there is in suffering to succeed rather than fighting for revenge, seeing on the other side of the target.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm... What
100%. Yeah. It's also like concentrating on what you're trying to do versus the impact of what it is. Like if I miss this, oh my God, I'm fucked.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Instead of that, you're just thinking about, I'm going to make this. This is how I make this. This is how I do this.
This is how I do this. This is how I behave. It's also in today's world with all the stimulus we're talking about and social media, et cetera, we're all sort of living in the third person or being fed opportunities to live in the third person all the time.
Yeah.
It's like we have a Jumbotron, and to use a football analogy, you kick me the ball. I'm running the kickoff back, and I'm going down the sideline, and I see the goal line, and I think I'm going to score. And then I have a look at the Jumbotron to see how I'm doing.
Yeah.
That's when I'm getting tackled from behind.
Yeah.
If we step outside to have a look at how we doing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That passenger you open up talking about when you're hitting it comedically is not hopping out over here to have a look.
And if you do, you'll get lost.
You get lost. You get conscious of what you're behaving, what you know how to do, what you're fashioned to do.
Mm-hmm.
And you're out of the moment.
Yep.
And you become objective.
Yeah, we all love watching
someone
do something where we know they're in the zone, right? Like where someone runs in for a layup and it's like the most beautiful movements, avoiding the defenders, up in the air, drops the ball in, and we're like, wow.
Hey.
When we see someone just hit the zone, we see it in a fight. When we see someone just flow, we see someone flowing like, wow, he's feeling it. You know, whoa, she's locked in. We love that because we know that it's somewhere in ourselves. And maybe at one point in your life you experienced it. You might have been playing mini golf or something. Like at one point in your life, you're like, I think I felt a little bit of that.
Right. How much do you think preparation has to do with the freedom to adapt and flow once you're in the game?
A lot.
A lot.
A lot. Yeah, almost everything. If you're not prepared, your ability to adjust is very limited.
Yeah.
You have to be fully prepared and then let it flow. But you have to like really have all your bases covered just so that you don't have anxiety of I could have done more.
Yeah.
That is a big issue with fighters. We see fighters towards the end of their career. There's a thing that happens when fighters realize they're probably never going to be champion and they're just doing it for a paycheck. And, you know, you see sometimes they'll show up and they look a little soft and you're like, and you see a little fear in their eyes because they know they really are not focused. They're really not dialed in, but this is what they're doing for a paycheck now. Yeah. And it's not good.
Right.
Because the other guy on the other side of the octagon is the opposite. That guy's dialed in.
Yeah.
Maybe he's only like 25 and he's like coming into his prime and you're a stepping stone for him. And it's like, ooh.
And the problem and fear of that is what? Getting actually really injured?
Sure.
More so than if you were
100%.
dialed yourself.
You'll definitely take shots you wouldn't take.
Okay.
And then you don't have the endurance to keep up a pace.
Yep.
Right? Because you like to get to the shape that you have to be able to compete in a 5-round MMA fight, it's almost impossible to maintain. Like Chael Sonnen's talked about this extensively. It's like you can't keep it up. It's not like a level of conditioning that you can keep up all year round. You have to peak to it where you're like your body's barely hanging on, and then you coast the last week to allow yourself to like recover, and you're just kind of going through movements the last few days, and then on Saturday under the bright lights you're at 100% capacity. I mean, they've been monitoring your fucking heart rate and checking your resting heart rate and checking your blood and your heart rate variability and what your nutrient levels at. You're fucking finely tuned. Get in there and go.
That Saturday night.
And if you didn't cover any of those bases, you're gonna know. Right. The back of your head, you're gonna know. Like, I'm gonna give it my best, but boy, I don't have a big gas tank, and I could have trained harder. And
I get so damn excited about this. This seems like this the blind spot that still is there to be taken advantage of for preparing for peak performance. Darryl Royal, coach of the University of Texas, that won a couple of national championships here at Texas, had always said, if you got 12 games in the year, you can expect for your team to be at peak performance level 2 Saturdays out of 12. You want to make sure that those 2 Saturdays are against the toughest teams. You want to make sure that the other ones where they're like, okay, they did well, but they didn't play to their peak performance, are against the good teams. And you want to do your best to make sure that the days that they're off, you're playing the shitty teams that you can beat, even when you're not mentally there. that seems like so much more opportunity for that number to rise today, to have a much higher number that you can be ready for peak performance. Who are the best preparers in, I don't know, MMA in your mind? That are
all the champions.
They peak.
When you get to a championship level, when you get to like Alexandre Pantoja, or when you get to, Islam Makhachev, when you get to like that level, they're all, you're at a championship level, they all have impeccable preparation.
They're all,
yes.
it's impeccable.
Impeccable.
And so the
team
margin for
behind
error,
them.
okay,
Yeah.
it's measured, it's time, this is...
Yeah, they're all dialed in with diet, they're dialed in with their weight, they're dialed in with strength and conditioning, they're dialed in with their sparring. It's impeccable. You can't compete at a world-class level today and not have that.
Okay.
It's not possible.
So physically,
yeah,
mentally,
yeah.
are these two different coaches? Are these one camp?
Some people don't have mental coaches at all. Some elite fighters have no mental coaches.
Okay.
But some of them do. Some of them, like we had this guy, Brandon Epstein, the other day that he works with quite a few UFC fighters, and he's got a very specific protocol that he mentally prepares them for, and he coaches them through things and sets up like a way to visualize and see yourself performing and see yourself doing things and how you view your performance, like, and to get you into a mindset where once you get into that octagon, you're locked into this pathway instead of like straying and letting anxiety and fear overcome you, which can happen to fighters.
Yeah.
But then there's other guys that don't have any coaches for that at all.
Okay.
They just have the mindset already,
okay,
and they're comfortable with what they have, and they just stay disciplined and just go in there.
Yeah.
It's very personal because everybody's brain is different. You know, they all have like different ways of expressing themselves, different ways.
How much has technology and diet and stuff helped?
A lot. Yeah, a lot. Technology, just understanding nutritional balances, understanding like when you do a nutrient analysis of your blood work, like, oh, you're deficient in niacin. This is probably you're wearing down. You don't have enough B12 in your system. Making sure you get the correct amount of protein. Like you can't miss any of those things if you want to achieve peak performance. You have to have everything, your hydration, your electrolytes, everything has to be dialed in. Your sleep, which is one of the biggest ones. Like this is like a lot of these young guys, the problem is they still go out and party, they're still hanging out with girls till 2 o'clock in the morning, and then they're at training at 8 a.m. Like you can't do that and be a professional and expect to be world class or expect to beat the guys who are just as good as you but get that preparation. They're going to have an advantage.
Yeah. You know, the argument of athletes, well, who was better then or now? What would they have done then? Or what would this I think that athletes have evolved, and the athletes we have now are just better than athletes ever were.
Yeah, I think so
and
too.
That they're bigger, they're more powerful, they're more focused, they're more specific, that they're just better. That if they played in that time, they would be that much better then, even than they are now.
Yeah.
Seems to be. I think we're just evolving that way.
They also have the benefit of watching people do it before them and do it really well, so they aspire to that level and then to surpass that level, whereas those people were pioneers.
Yeah.
Larry Bird didn't have a lot of people to watch play basketball before Larry Bird.
Right.
There was a few, but, black and white footage. It's not like you didn't see it every day. You didn't have it on the internet. Now kids, they could just watch every Jordan highlight reel, every time LeBron James has scored, every Steph Curry three-pointer.
Mm-hmm.
They could watch it anytime they want, and then that is a level that they're aspiring to.
Right.
Think of all the football games that kids can watch now and analyze. Think of all the fights that people coming up now that want to be a martial artist, they can watch.
Yeah.
And so they aspire to this level that has already been achieved by the greatest of all time, and then they want to surpass that.
Yeah.
Which is what human beings have always done athletically all throughout time. It's not like guys who broke records in the 1930s, we don't break those today. Like those are not the same records. Like those don't hold up. We 100% get better.
Yep.
From 90 years ago to today, there is no comparison. The athletes are far better, and they're going to continue.
Yep.
90 years from now, it'll probably be, if there's humans, they'll probably be far better.
There's experiments that have happened in the NFL, and I think this is correct, but I was always a Washington. It was then the Redskins fan. And I think it was 1986 or 1988. They had the heaviest offensive line, and they averaged 286. Somewhere around there, those numbers.
Big fellas.
Pretty close, right? But compared to today, that would be the lightest.
Right. Nuts.
All right? And then Dallas, with Nate Newton and those guys, had a point where they were going, oh, we're going to get guys up to 330. Oh, let's get them to 340. And they peaked when some of them got to 360. The bone marrow, they were big, but they lost agility and speed. And they went, uh-oh, we hit the ceiling. We went past it. We got to come back.
Interesting.
These are the hogs.
There's the hogs.
Look at those guys. That guy in the middle with the mustache. Oh,
That's
my
Russ
God.
Grimm.
Boy, those big
And that's Joe
fellas.
Jacoby over here, 66.
Big fellas.
Yeah.
The Hogs. What a great name.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
But
I mean,
they hit the top of, like Dallas. They went too far.
Right.
The thing was bigger's better, so let's get bigger. And then all of a sudden, agility went. And they went, it's not 360. It's come back down.
well, believe it or not, the UFC heavyweight division has a weight class. You can't be over 265 pounds.
You can't.
No. They have to wait to fight for the UFC heavyweight title. You must weigh 265 pounds or below.
So you're 270.
You got to lose weight.
You don't have you
You
don't
got to
have a
weigh
fight.
in. It's happened before, where guys had to lose weight to fight heavyweight. Tim Sylvia, when he was the UFC heavyweight champion,
Yeah.
had to cut weight to hit the 265-pound weight class. He was so big that like 265 was a struggle for him to get down to.
Oh, isn't that number going to have to?
Well, I would
rise in the
assume
future?
it should, but the problem is there's actually a heavyweight class above that that's super heavyweight.
Okay.
But we've never had that in the UFC. There's never been a single super heavyweight fight in the UFC.
Okay.
Everything has always been inside the 265-pound weight
All right.
class, which I think is real weird because, like,
Where'd that number come from?
I don't know. The numbers are real weird anyway because there's giant gaps in them. It's like one of the major problems with MMA is that there's a lack of weight classes. So in boxing, there's weight classes. You got 126, 130, 135. It goes 135 to 140, 140, 147, 147, 54. With the UFC, it's like 35, 45, 55. Then it goes 70, 85, so you got a 15-pound weight
Yeah.
difference. And then it goes 205, so you got 20 pounds. And then you got 265, so that's 60 pounds for heavyweight. It's crazy. The gaps are just too big.
All right.
They're gigantic. So that's a major problem with MMA in that there's less weight classes than there should be. And then you have a cap on heavyweight, which is bananas. Like, you should have no cap. Heavyweight should be, how big is this guy? Like, let him fight.
Big as you think you can handle and come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what about the Mountain? That guy from Game of Thrones? If that guy had a
Yeah.
fight in the UFC, he wouldn't be able to make weight. He's too big. That guy's almost 400 pounds. You know?
Yeah, I never knew that. I thought heavyweight's like 265 and up,
That's what
250
it
and up.
should be.
Whatever you want to come in with.
That's what it should be. Yeah. But there really should be a weight class around 225. There's something like that in
What class
boxing.
would that be? You just name a new class?
Well, boxing has something like that. What is the boxing weight class that's like below heavyweight? There's cruiserweight, but then there's a new one. There's a recent one over the past few years that they've developed. But that's one thing that boxing does a much better job with, I think, is providing fighters the correct weight class where they can compete in. What is it called? That's it. Yeah, but
Cruiser.
I think there's
205,
another
225.
one that they're calling. They're calling it. Oh, God, I can't remember the name of it.
Super cruiserweight.
Super Cruise.
Yeah, that's it. I think they called it something different though. They had a name for it. Whatever. Maybe you'll find it. Maybe not. But point is, 265 is the limit. So like Francis Ngannou, when he was the heavyweight champion, he used to have a cut weight. He had to lose weight to get down to 265.
And then how much is he putting on that last week?
He's probably putting
between
another
weight?
10 on at least.
Yeah.
He's not losing a ton, but he's got to watch his calorie output. He's a massive human.
Hey, I met him in Saudi Arabia.
Fucking guy's so
Yeah.
big. He's so big. That's a real tragedy that him and the UFC couldn't figure it out. That bothers me a lot because that guy was the scariest heavyweight champion of all time for sure. He put guys in orbit. He would hit them and you just go, oh. It would hurt you like watching it. You're like, oh no. You know, all men are not created equal. That's another problem with fighting. No matter how much preparation you have, no matter how intelligent you are, some people are faster and hit harder than you.
Right.
and you ain't gonna fix that
Right.
in the gym. You'll get
Right.
a little better, but you're never gonna bridge that gap.
Yeah. I had a dream of being an NBA basketball player.
Did you? Was that your dream?
For a while.
How old were you when
And
you had that
I
dream?
was young, and I was like, I'm going to dunk. And no matter how much this guy sitting here would have worked out and hustled, I was never going to be able to dunk, bro. Didn't have the innate ability. Didn't have the DNA. Didn't have the makeup.
I bet you could. I bet you could over time. I bet someone could teach you how to dunk. I bet if someone got you on a serious training program when you were younger, right now it would be rough.
It'd be rough track.
It'd be rough on the tendons.
Yes.
A lot of stress. When you get to be our age, it's like, hey, maybe you shouldn't be dunking. How about take dunking off the menu?
Yeah, well, that was what.
But when you're young, I think you could teach a guy. But it would, it's not as easy as that. Like for some people, they could just dunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that thing about not everyone being created equal. Yeah, you got to have innate ability
Oh yeah.
and the hustle,
Mm-hmm.
the work ethic. If you got both, and there's a lot of 5-star players who don't have the hustle.
Yep.
And then there's a lot of
Some of the most talented ones, right? Because it
Yeah.
comes too easy to them.
yeah.
And some of the ones that aren't as talented but just will not stop.
Yep.
They will not stop pushing because they had to work harder for everything they
Yeah.
ever did.
Yeah.
They have that extra gear, and that allows them to be champions.
I hear more and more CEOs saying, "Give me Johnny and Jane Hustle from Western Kentucky before Belinda and Joseph from Harvard.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Give me this one that's ready to come hustle, that's ready to get scrappy, adapt, work, press the edges on the front and the back end.
Yeah.
Give me that."
And someone who's all in.
Yeah.
You want someone who's all in. You don't want someone who's like looking at the clock, wants to leave. Someone
Yeah.
who's just like doesn't feel like they're being appreciated enough.
Yeah.
You want someone who's like fully all in on their work.
Yeah. Do you think there's theories about with AI coming that now more than ever that's what you need is the one that's knows a little, that has more of a liberal arts education. I know a little bit a lot of things, and I can hit many different avenues rather than being an expertise in one certain thing. I mean, it's like just 6 years ago, you tour the campuses and were like, computer programming. That's what you want your job to be. That's what we need.
Right.
No, you don't.
Now it's over.
done. It's
They're
over.
telling you don't get into programming. Yeah.
So what specifics are the jobs or the creations, the vocations that are going to be out there for our youth here coming up that are going to be like, that's how you're going to make it? I question the college education now. I question the worth of it. How much is it still a knowledge factory that has not adapted to changing times and needs in the workforce? And how much of it needs to be updated for getting young men and women prepared to go into the workforce?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think it's really unknown territory. And I think AI is going to take jobs away that we never thought we were going to lose. I think lawyers are off. I think they're in trouble. Coders are gone.
Accountants are gone.
Accountants are gone. Yeah, it's going to be really fucking weird. It's going to be really weird for Hollywood. I mean, you've seen some of these films. You've seen the old Star Wars that they're doing. They're remaking Star Wars with AI, with old Luke Skywalker.
No.
Like when he was young, like when Luke Skywalker's, they're doing completely new scenes that look exactly like HD versions of Star Wars in 1975. It's what it looks like.
Okay.
But it's in HD today with AI using Mark Hamill's voice, so it sounds exactly like him as young Luke Skywalker. It's bananas, man. It's bananas. There's a lot of weirdness with music. There's a lot of weirdness with literature. You're going to have all sorts of AI. So no one knows what's going to survive this. I assume that a bunch of people at the end of the day are going to get really sick of artificially created things and want something that they know was made by a person. Whether it's a book that is made by a person or a song, like an Oliver Anthony
You think
song.
we're going to want
a
tangible,
we're going to want books.
physical?
Yeah, books are going to be like some people just love
LPs,
vinyl.
yeah.
Love them. They just love the pressing the needle down and hearing the crackle, and that's what. There's going to be a lot of that still. People are going to want to buy books from people that actually wrote the book. They're going to want to go to see a guy perform music in an actual club where you see
Live.
the guy on stage,
Yep.
you know it's live. There is always going to be a desire for handmade things. A guy made this table. I know him, you know. But other than that, man, no one knows. It's the unknown because no one knows what the capabilities of these things are going to be.
Well, and the tech, the AI tech companies keep saying, no, trust is a lot of jobs are going to be lost, but AI is going to create so many other jobs. But I haven't heard anyone answer what those jobs are going to be.
Yeah, I don't even think they know, honestly.
Right.
They don't even know why these things are so good at what they are good at. They keep getting smarter and smarter, and they blow them away. Like Elon told me that every week he has like these new discoveries. There, it's like, what? This is crazy. It's like every week we're blown away. So it just keeps getting more and more capable. We don't know where this is going. So if you're in college right now, like, I mean, it's so cliche to say follow your dream, but really do follow your fucking dream because that might be the only thing that you've got.
Right.
Because if you think you're just going to get a really good job in an industry that might be completely wiped out in 3 years by AI, that's a lot of people are going to be going down that path.
Yep. A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is crime going to go up? We're going to have people out of jobs. They're going to be, what are these people going to do?
Could.
You know?
I think it's universal basic income is probably the only way to solve, at least on the short term, how we're going to lose a lot of stuff. Look at you, man. You got a lot of little tabs in there.
I do
You're
have
very
a lot of
organized.
tabs.
You're very organized. Look at you.
Well,
You got
these are
Post-its in
ones that I
there.
thought could be cool that cool conversation starters for us, and we've kind of covered actually some of them. You ever had anyone read poems on this show before?
Yeah, Lex Friedman.
Oh, there you go. All right.
You want to find a good one? We'll wrap it up with a great poem.
Yeah, man.
Let's go.
Do 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 do.
This book is out right now?
No, September the 16th.
Oh, okay.
September 16th. This is a fun one that I wrote. It's kind of based on. It's based on extra credit. It's kind of relying on fate or extra credit that we get. That sometimes we rely on the extra credit participation trophies. Is where this one kind of started for me. So I made it. It's a fun one, and it might get us talking about something. It's called Tips Included. Okay. When extra credit's included, credit doesn't get its due. When more gives us less, the exchange rate's gonna skew. When amnesty is offered going into the crime, we're more bound to commit it because there is no fine. We start playing to tie instead of going for the win when participation's the trophy for every cow in the pen. If I stay on the porch because you picked up the slack, when you look over your shoulder, I can't have you back. If there is no curfew, we'll stay out all night. No tab at our bar, we get drunk and start a fight. All these long lenses got us losing our sight. You keep lifting it for me, I'm going to lose all my might. When a 4-star duty suits a 6-star rate, we take our hands off the wheel, rely on fate. Eating all we can at the all-we-can-eat buffet gives us a 3.8 education and a 4.2 GPA. We steal from ourselves and get away with the scam. What's the measure of merit with less give a damn? These unlimited options, they sure got me confused, while all the conveniences keep me properly lubed. In this red light district, with the whore of inflation, the ROI's math don't pay for the vacation. So let's just admit it, this extra credit's quite a fluffer, because when the tip's included, the service will suffer.
That's great.
Isn't that fun?
That's really good and dead on. You fucking right on the head. Perfect.
It's a fun one, man. I mean, yeah. I think I came when the 11th place team got the same size trophy as the first place team, and I was like, wait, they went 0-10, but the winning team went 10-0. You kind of like saying, oh, the winning team went 5-5, and the losing team went 5-5. I don't get it. don't hurt. Don't hurt the feelings. Don't lose. Don't get told no.
Your feelings have to get hurt sometimes. That's how you learn and grow, and you can't protect anybody from that. And that's the problem. We want to do that with our children. All my best friends, all my favorite people had terrible, chaotic childhoods. And they all became very interesting people. But I don't want my kids to have a terrible, chaotic childhood.
Right.
I want them to have a wonderful, love-filled, bountiful childhood.
Yeah.
But
that comes with.
Yeah. Well, I think they have to find things that they find that are difficult, that they get engrossed with, that they really love to pursue. And fortunately, my kids do that. But I think you have to have a struggle. You have to have a task. If you just want to you get a trophy too. Everybody gets a trophy. It's okay. No, there's no losers.
It got hard? Okay, quit.
When my kids were real little, one of my daughters was playing in a soccer game, and they wouldn't say the score. I'm like, but I know the fucking score. I just watched. They lost.
Yeah.
You can't say there's no score. This is so crazy. But they were doing this in California. They had scoreless games. I'm like, okay. I mean, but look,
So we're out
why are
here
you
for
trying to
exercise.
score then?
Yeah.
Why are you trying to score if you don't count it? This doesn't make any sense. This is soccer.
Yeah.
Soccer has
Why is
has a damn
why is our
score.
goalie trying to keep them from scoring?
Exactly. What's the point?
Give the goalie a little credit.
Everybody, what's up with the rules? Pick it up with your hands. This is stupid. If you don't have a loser, you don't have a desire to get better to become a winner.
Yeah.
That's a part of the process. And
Yeah.
sometimes kids lose and they cry. And by the way, if you don't ever go through that, then you don't understand how to lose. So you never develop a healthy ability to manage competitiveness.
Yep. Amen.
And some
Yeah,
people
man.
just never get that, man.
hear you.
They never get healthy competition. It makes for a very unhealthy person to not be able to just compete.
Well, especially once they leave the house
Yes.
and they're on their own, because the world sure plays by the rules and the score is kept.
Yes.
And you don't win every one.
Yes.
No matter how good you are.
Yes.
And there's nobody coming back in to tuck you in bed and say it's okay.
Right.
Let's put some ice on it. You're
wake-up
dealing with
call.
yourself, man.
That wake-up call, it's cold. It's cold-blooded.
I got a cool movie coming out called The Lost Bus. It'll be out in October. It's going to be in theaters for a couple weeks, and it goes on Apple and streams. You remember the Paradise Fires in 2018 in Paradise, California?
Yes.
Yeah. I think the number was 30 people or so died. Jamie Lee Curtis heard this story on NPR and went to Jason Blum, and Jason Blum went to Paul Greengrass, who's the director of Captain Phillips, United 93, Black Sunday. Really good action director, but also with a good personal and dramatic story in it. And then they came to me for it. And there were a lot of heroic people that at that time that ran towards the crisis instead of away from the crisis. But this one particular story about this bus driver and this teacher that got 22 kids to safety was the story we picked to tell. And we went and shot it in Santa Fe. This guy that I play is here's the trailer.
Yeah, we're not listening to it, so you just tell me while this trailer's going on.
Oh, okay. So this guy, Kevin, in our story, comes back home because his dad has passed away, and he's going to take care of his widowed mother and try to reunite with his son, which, by the way, check this out, Joe. My mom plays my mom, and Levi plays my son.
Oh, wow.
In a movie, man.
Your mom plays your mom? That's cool.
Yeah. So he comes back, do that, and he gets a part-time job as a school bus driver. He goes out that morning. There's a fire coming across the canyon, as they always do, no problem. First responders head out. Well, by the afternoon, it had gotten out of hand and was jumping the canyon. And so that afternoon, as he's now decided, oh, shit, I got to go back and get my mom and my son. Neither one of them can drive, get them to safety. On the way home, barge down the highway to go get them, a call comes through dispatch. I got 22 stranded kids on the east side of town. Is anyone over there with an empty bus?
Whoa.
Guess who's got an empty bus? Psst. Fuck. I want to go get my mom and my son, man. But he takes the call and says, I'll go get them. He goes and gets them. Their teacher gets on the bus, and this is their story about 8 hours of going through hell and how and if they got out of it. And really awesome adrenaline pumped action, which you're going to get from Greengrass and a story like that. Like The Fire, this is as good as a fire movie as there's been. The Fire is a fucking predator. It's from the POV. It's like Jaws. The Fire is actually like the shark in Jaws in this thing. Plus a really cool story of redemption, fathers, sons, and two people doing what they can to survive when there were no contact. All the cell phone towers were down and the dispatch was down. No one had any contact. So he didn't know if his mom and son were okay. He didn't know where to go, where the traffic jams were. And what happened is the first responders left early to go get the fires. When they got there, it had already jumped the canyon. So when they were coming back to town, the mandatory evacuation, the whole town's leaving. It couldn't get back in town. So it's a bit of a horror film in that way. But movie I'm
Fire is Predator.
Proud of, man. Yeah.
That is what it feels like if you ever get stuck in one of those things.
Yeah.
It feels like a monster.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
So it's pretty good. It's tough. Tough movie, but a good one.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to see it.
Cool, man.
Thank you for being here, man.
Hey,
It was
man.
a lot of fun.
My
I really
pleasure.
enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Thank
I'm
you. And
glad
that poem was awesome. That was really good. So
Thanks,
dead
man.
on the head.
Thanks, man.
That's the best participation trophy poem of all time. That's really good. The book is called, there it is right there, Poems and Prayers. Out soon, pre-order now. Did you do the audio? You did,
Yeah.
right? Of course you did.
audio.
You have to. You can't have an actor do your voice. How dare you?
No,
That
come
would be
on.
impossible.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Goodbye, everybody.